Football greetings from Memorial Field in Homer City. Tonight, the 800th football game in Wildcat history, dating back to 1923. The Homer City, Laura Lamar, and Homer Center Wildcats. Hello again, everybody. He's Ward Hilliard. I'm Mark Burdig. We're with you on Renda Digital TV and, of course, on WCCS Radio, as we have been since the 1980s. And we have a beautiful night for football. Big Heritage Conference game, Ward Hilliard. The Wildcats have lost 3 of their past 4 games. Marion Center, young team, getting better. They've won 2 of their past 3. They know if they want to get back to the into the playoffs, this is a must-win for them. And who would have thought when this season started in Week 8, we would be talking about it being a similar situation for the Homer Center Wildcats, because that's exactly what it is.
Well, I appreciate you not saying that I was playing in 1923, but I don't quite remember that. But yeah, it's without a doubt a huge game. I think more for the Wildcats because of the expectations they had coming into this season. They need to win tonight. They've got a real tough game next week at Purchase Line. They're always tough. They've got to right the wagon, Mark, or they're just not going to make it. A lot of teams with 4 losses, you trip up now, you may drop out.
And we'll get to it in a second. As a matter of fact, we'll bring up a slide in a moment. Homer Center, where they've been decimated by injuries at the game's most important position, and we'll chronicle that in a second. But first, the Marion Center Stingers, sometimes teams have your number. And at one time, this series was tied at 15 wins apiece. This is the 41st all-time meeting since the series was tied at 15 games apiece. Homer Center has won 10 games in a row, and they have won a lot of the games convincingly. They've outscored Marion Center in those 10 victories, 291 to 116. And making matters worse for Marion Center, and if you're a Stinger fan, hopefully you believe in Hidden Vigorish. The old gunner Bob Prince used to talk about that. Ward, when's the last time a Marion Center football team came to Memorial Field and won? The year?
I have no idea, but I'm sure you do.
2006 was the last time the Stingers won a football game here at Memorial Field in Homer City. So the Wildcats, you talk about having a team's number. Head coach Greg Page is 13-2 against the Marion Center Stingers. And Adam Rising, the only team that he has not beaten in his 5th season in the Heritage Conference, the Homer Center Wildcats.
And he has turned that team around. They've been competitive this year. Winning 2 of the last 3 shows you that the program's improving. I was watching them warm up. They got some big boys on that ball club. So this is not going to be a walkover game by any stretch of the imagination.
And their fortunes have changed a little bit since they switched quarterbacks. Drew Runk was doing okay, but since Dakota Bracken was inserted into the lineup, they have won 2 of their past 3, 25-8 last week over United Valley. Speaking of the quarterback situation, Homer Center, we have it up on the screen. I call it the MASH unit, and you might hear Michael Burdig, our studio engineer, playing the MASH theme song in our headsets here. But you go back to August 19th, sophomore backup quarterback Angelo Alexander was hurt in a scrimmage against Winburn right here at Memorial Field. A week later, senior starter Cole McAnulty suffered a head injury during the home opener versus United Valley right here at Memorial Field. September 2nd, Alexander was cleared to return for Week 2 for a home game versus River Valley, but he suffered a fracture below the collarbone, knocking him out for 4 to 6 weeks. You jump down, if you're watching this on Renda Digital TV, to September 30th of 2022. After getting cleared 2 days prior to a road game at Penn's Manor, Cole McAnulty was rounding into form, leading the Cats to 50 points versus West Shamokin and a win at Northern Cambria, handing the Colts their first loss. However, he would sustain an upper body injury in a home game against Portage. Alexander had just been cleared. He finished that game. Fast forward to last week. With McAnulty out, Alexander led Homer Center to a 12-0 first quarter lead. They were looking good at Cambria Heights, weren't they?
Yes, they were.
He was outstanding. But while trying to avoid contact, a Highlanders player inadvertently kneed Alexander in the head, knocking him out early in the second quarter. The game went south. Homer Center would gain only 35 yards of offense the rest of the way. So with the MASH theme song in our headsets, at least on the radio side, what can you say, Ward? It's been amazing.
Oh, it has been, and it's, the thing of it is, this offense revolves around the quarterback, and you're shuffling one end versus another. They're both trying to do a job. Alexander was coming on, as you said. He was out, and there we have Riley Clevenger having to step in without much time, at the position. It takes a lot of time to get used to that run option, read option, and Riley's a good athlete. Hopefully he had some time this week to get a little more comfortable. But it's kind of scary. You lose your two starters, and you're down to your third team, and people were asking me, well, who's after him? I said, wait, let's just keep him in the game. We had enough of this for a year.
Well, indeed, it has been the MASH unit. We wish Cole and Riley the best. Angelo, I said Riley, Angelo Alexander, we wish him the best. I know he has a doctor's appointment next week. Perhaps he will get cleared. You read studies, some of the best medicine is getting back into the flow of things. You want to make sure you're healthy first.
Yeah.
And sitting too long actually can be detrimental.
Well, we certainly hope he does get back. He runs that offense so well, and he's got a lot of talent. He's just so thin. He's susceptible to those injuries, and normally it's after the play. He gives up the ball, somebody hits him, down he goes, and that's where the injuries occur.
Then not a problem for yours truly as our ITT pregame show continues from Memorial Field in Homer City. Coming up next, Adam Rising, head coach of the Marion Center Stingers, to be followed by head coach Greg Page. Coach Rising in his fifth season, 25-21 record, 0-3 against Homer Center, one game wiped out because of COVID-19, and Greg Page in his 16th season, Homer Center's all-time winningest coach, a 108-65 record, 628 winning percentage, 13-2 against the Stingers. The coaches are up next as we continue from our S&T Bank broadcast booth. Relationship banking, one customer at a time, right here on the Renda Media Football Network.
I'm Jake Slobodnik with this week's trip around the Heritage Conference, driven by Luther Ford Lincoln in Homer City. The Heritage Conference standings are shaping up for one exciting postseason, but tonight we see a preview of two of the top teams clashing for our U92 Game of the Week as the Cambria Heights Highlanders head to Pat Corrigan Field to take on the undefeated Penns Manor Comets. Todd Marino has the call on U92.5 FM and online at U92radio.com. It's senior night at Memorial Field in Homer City as the Wildcats look to pay homage to their senior leaders with a win over the Marion Center Stingers, who come off wins in two of their last three games. Mark Burdig has the call on WCCS and free video streaming on Renda Digital TV, presented by the Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club. The Northern Cambria Colts look to emerge as a dark horse in the Heritage Conference as they look for their sixth win of the year against the River Valley Panthers at Doherty Field. Chuck Clark and I have the call on Cat Country 106.3. The two other matchups in the Heritage Conference feature the West Shamokin Wolves taking on the Portage Mustangs in Rural Valley, and the United Valley Lions host the Purchase Line Red Dragons in Armagh. That's going to do it for this week's trip around the Heritage Conference, driven by Luther Ford Lincoln in Homer City. Stay tuned to our Renda Media Facebook pages for scores posted throughout the night and game recaps posted later tonight. I'm Jake Slobodnik, hoping you enjoyed tonight's slate of games, and I'll reconvene with you next week.
The Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club is making a splash, continuing to grow its membership. The Sportsman's Club features a fishing pond that is well stocked. Inside the club, members can enjoy a game of pool, or how about shuffleboard? What's your favorite team, including the Wildcats and more? The Grayston Coral Sportsman's also has a shooting range and takes pride hosting kid-friendly events. And be sure to check out the nearby Twin Cities Event Hall for your next special occasion. Proud to sponsor the Wildcats, the Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club, located off Route 119 on Neal Road in Grayston.
Looking for one of the coolest new products in the market, or maybe looking for that unique Christmas present? Psst, it will cure your pain at the pump.
SeaWorld Satellites is now offering the Go Express e-bike, made for the urban commuter and weekend adventure, combining city cruising and all-terrain riding. From pavement to hills, streets to sand, take your Go Express bike to your next meeting or exploration. This e-bike can run up to 18 miles in electric mode. To look at or take a test ride, come to SeaWorld Satellites on Wayne Avenue in Indiana.
At IRMC, we have all of the necessary pieces in place to perform complex operations, including highly skilled and specially trained surgeons, their support team of experts, and advanced technology like the Da Vinci robotic surgical system. As a result, patients spend less time in the hospital, recover faster, and get treated close to home. So there's no reason to puzzle over where you should get your surgical care. The answer is right here at IRMC.
Business happens here, and here, and here. At First Commonwealth, we believe that to be the best bank for the businesses that create strong communities, we need to understand the way they work, see their companies firsthand, meet them face to face, and build a relationship so we can help them build their business.
I'm Shannon Lipniskis. Hutton Blues Insurance of Indiana is proud to support high school football.
I'm Jay Blues. You can't beat football season, and when it comes to your insurance needs, you won't beat the service we provide at Hutton Blues Insurance.
Our family business has served Indiana and the surrounding counties for more than 3 decades.
Once you do business with Hutton Blues Insurance, we'll make you a customer for life.
So best of luck, area teams, from your friends at Hutton Blues Insurance in Indiana.
Welcome back to Memorial Field as tonight the Homer Center Wildcats get set to host the Marion Center Stingers on what is senior night for Homer Center. Visiting with head coach of the Marion Center Stingers, Adam Rising. And Adam, you come off of an impressive 25-8 victory last week at Molino's Stadium over the United Valley Lions, and you've won 2 out of your last 3. So after a tough start, your young club is starting to come together.
Yeah, they really are. It's nice to see some growth within our football team. We say you want your 9th and 10th graders starting to play like older guys or playing a grade ahead, and I really feel we have. We've matured. We've played some better ball the last couple of weeks. We've cleaned up some things offensively, defensively, special team wise, and have controlled the turnover margin as well. So that's been huge for us, Mark.
Well, you've also had a couple of quarterbacks in there, and Dakota Bracken certainly has done a good job for you. He's completed 16 of 28 passes for just under 200 yards. Talk about the switch, why you did it, and I'm sure it was nothing against Drew Runk, but it's worked out well.
Yeah, nothing against Drew. Drew stepped into position here as a slot, as a split end, and is running some jets and some counters for us and catches the ball really well. We just thought at that point of the season, when things aren't going great, sometimes it's tough for change because no one likes change, but we figured, what the heck, let's give it a shot. And Dakota has done a nice job. I always say he plays baseball 365 days a year and plays football for a couple months for us. But he's got a strong arm, got good pocket presence, conducts the offense real well, knows where the ball needs to be, and distributes the football where it needs to be as well. So I'm excited for Dakota and the leadership that he brings, as a senior. He's just been a starter for us offensively and defensively for the last couple of years. So he brings that maturity to our offense.
There's an old saying, attitude determines altitude, and I would imagine with some of the success you've enjoyed the past 3 weeks that the attitude is probably even improving, not that it was bad before.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I told guys, on Monday for JV and yesterday we regroup as a whole that it makes the weekend. I know it makes my weekend a lot more pleasant. I'm sure my wife will say the same thing after a win on Friday night. But it's been good. I know this past Friday with United, it was a great night up on the hill with homecoming and veteran appreciation and our youth football. And, guys are, obviously having fun. And, we're maturing as a football team, so we're definitely ready to go tonight.
It's funny you mentioned your wife and how things go when you're winning or losing, because Coach Page has talked to me this week about the same subject matter, and he said his wife is trying to keep him sane. As you know, they've had a revolving door at quarterback because of injuries, so a little bit different situation than what you've had with your Q situation, and it's been frustrating. I've frankly haven't seen anything like it. Every other week somebody else is getting hurt. And does that impact your preparation as far as who you're preparing for?
Yeah. I mean, you hate to see anybody get hurt, especially seniors on their senior season. And I've seen some film with McNulty in there that throws a really nice ball. And, see Alexander that's got really good legs. And then we see number 2, the Clevenger boy, come in last week. And So at the end of the day, knowing Coach Page and knowing the beef that they have up front, our preparation is to stop number 8 and look to run behind number 44. He's a tough kid, and the dumb runs well. The Bell boy's a big, strong boy, and they do a lot of schematic things by spreading you out, trying to hit you inside the tackle box. And whoever that quarterback's going to be, we know that we have to be prepared to stop Homer's running game, and be prepared whatever quarterback we're going to see this evening.
Well, Coach knows nobody's going to feel bad for the Wildcats, and you mentioned number 8 is certainly a formidable running back. What will be the keys for you tonight in stopping him, Adam?
Yeah, I think the key is to be able to tackle him hard, low, gang tackle him is going to be really the big key. Between Tagalati up front and the Benz kid, that's 2 really big boys. And again, with the other kids up front that puts together a nice line as well. We're gonna have to come off the football hard and low, and to be able to sustain drives offensively. So gang tackle on defense, Mark, sustain drives offensively, not to turn the football over, and hopefully, we can have from 5, 6, 7 minute drives to be able to keep their offense off the field, and be tough on special teams. And I forgot to bring up the Krzochik kid, number 24. He's got good speed, probably one of the fastest kids in the league that I've seen, and he brings another dynamic to their offense as well.
Coach, finally, I know it was a goal to maybe get back to the playoffs if you could. You're not, it's not out of reach for you. I would say, though, this is a must-win. Is that something you even broach with the kids?
Yeah, I mean, every week's, we approach it as a must-win, must-win situation. We approach it every week at the process that it takes to win in this conference. That's a very competitive conference, and yeah, it'd be great. It would be great. It'd be great, obviously, to get a W against Homer. I know it's been quite a few years. To be honest with you, I can't put a date on when the last time we beat Homer, especially down there. And to get this young group of kids a playoff experience would be huge. But more importantly, to get these seniors a win this evening would be huge as well.
Coach Adam Rising, thank you for doing this. Good luck tonight here at Homer City.
Thank you. I appreciate everything you guys do, Mark.
Head coach Adam Rising of the Marion Center Stingers. When our ITT pregame show continues, we will talk to the aforementioned head coach of the Homer Center Wildcats, Greg Page. He's up next when our ITT pregame show continues on WCCS and on Renda Digital TV.
Are you thinking about getting vaccinated? Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about the COVID-19 vaccine. The Health Initiative for Rural Pennsylvania would also like to remind you that COVID-19 vaccines are available for children as young as 6 months. Talk to your doctor, your child's pediatrician, or your pharmacist if you have questions. You can also learn more by visiting vaccines.gov. That's vaccines.gov. Message made possible by the Health Initiative for Rural Pennsylvania.
The Indiana County Technology Center is now accepting enrollment in our adult education programs. The ICTC's adult education programs offer in-demand post-secondary programs tailored to empower student success. From cosmetology to welding and practical nursing, the ICTC has a program for everyone. Indiana County Technology Center, empowering tomorrow's workforce.
Hi, my name is London, and this is the bus that I take to school every day. We have a really fun bus driver, and guess what? Smith Bus Company is hiring new bus drivers.
That's right, London. Smith Bus Company is hiring positions for full and part-time drivers and driver's assistants. They provide transportation for 5 area school districts, and they're proud of the work they do. Apply now at smithbusco.com, an equal opportunity employer.
I liked the one with the stained glass ship in the front door. You liked the one with the 2-car garage. But then we found it, the one. It had a porch swing, a yard for our dog, a room for your office. Sure, it was 95 years old, but when we met with Amy at S&T Bank, she mentioned they had been around for over 115 years, and that made me feel better. Because even if we won't be here in 115 years, maybe our grandkids will be.
You won this year's chili cook-off. Our girls played in the softball finals last spring. You're not just another policyholder to us. We remember your name. Hi, Cheryl.
He remembered my name.
Because it's your name. That's simple human sense. Jeff, Mary, Dan, Sarah.
The Twin Cities Event Hall.
Welcome back to Memorial Field and more of our ITT pregame show as we roll on senior night. Time for the head coach Greg Page show. Presented by Walbeck Insurance in Homer City. More choices, more savings. Walbeck Insurance, Main Street in Homer City. You can also visit them online at walbeckinsurance.com. Have you taken out any insurance policies on your quarterback?
No, maybe we should have. I don't know. But no, it is what it is. I mean, that's, we're going to roll with Riley Clevenger, and hope for the best with the other two guys that they're feeling better and, move forward.
Yeah, those two guys, of course, Cole McAnulty, your senior, and Angelo Alexander, your sophomore backup, who did such a fine job leading the team out of the gate at Cambria Heights. And son of a gun, he gets knocked out. Coach, I know we talked on our Facebook preview. In my many years of covering Homer Center sports, I've never seen anything like it, and especially at the game's most important position. Have you?
No, absolutely not. As an assistant, even as a player, as an assistant, as a head coach, and it's tough. Kids want to play. I want kids to be healthy. Nobody wants to see anybody go through the nagging type things or the chronic things. And when you're dealing with the head, that's an added elephant in the room, and you just have to really, really be careful.
Well, let's talk about senior night. 14 seniors, one of your largest groups, if not your largest in your 16 years, and I know many of these young men, all of them are special to you, and I know you get used to it, yet you don't get used to saying, hey, this could be your final game at Memorial Field. It's never easy. Can you reflect on the seniors and the careers they've had, many of them for 4 years?
Yeah, a lot of 4-year guys, 1 or 2 with the 3 years, and then 2 joined us this year, which was nice. That's probably their buddy saying, hey, come on and join the team. It's a brotherhood. I'm always grateful and respectful of all of our guys that put the football uniform on. It's not an easy sport to play. This year has been a strange year, and the record reflects that we're not doing as well as what people probably thought. But these guys have had a good career, going to the championship at Mansion Park as sophomores. Freshman year 7-5 last year. I think surprising some people with an 8-4 record and another good year. And they've been part of all that. They've been a big reason for a lot of that, and I'm grateful to them.
This is an awfully big football game tonight. Marion Center is improved. They've won 2 of their past 3. There are, when you do that, you're going to start feeling better about yourselves. And they know if they want to reach their goal tonight of getting back to the playoffs, they have to win. But the way things have turned out, so do you, right?
Absolutely. And when you're at this point in the season, everybody should feel like they have to win. Just because of momentum, but we need one just to turn the tide and help our psyche a little bit, our confidence, and it's not going to be easy, that's for sure. It's a team that's rolling a little bit. They made a couple changes. I like some of their athletes, I really do. Some of their guys up front we've seen at the Lineman Challenge, they're tough kids. Guys like the Mydock twins and those fellas, but we got to take care of ourselves. We got to look squarely in the mirror and say, hey, this has to be done. It has to be done our way, and go take care of business.
And as we talked on the post-game show last week, there's still plenty of season to go. Time to get some guys healthy and get the ship righted. And if you peak at the right time, who knows?
Yeah, this is what happens. This is the kind of thing that you encounter in a lot of things you deal with in your life. Things aren't going to be easy. People can say, hey, we were dealt a rough hand or this or that or been unlucky. We need to start making our own good luck. We need to bounce back. It's a good way to look at things and say, hey, we're just going to work a little bit harder and come together a little bit more and then see what the result is.
10 wins in a row over at Marion Center. At one time, the series was deadlocked at 15 apiece. You've won 10 in a row. As a head coach, you're 13-2 against Marion Center. You've had the Stingers number. It's just one of those things, I guess.
Yeah, can we make that 14-2 after this game? And I just know that it's never an easy game. Even the games we've won, they're always a quality football program. It didn't matter if it was Dave Malicki, Paul DeHaven, and now Adam, Coach Rising. I mean, they're good guys. They're good guys that get the most out of their kids. Can't stress it enough. It's like a lot of teams in our conference. They get what they can out of their kids, and they play hard. And That's stuff for you guys there, to look at and talk about. But we need to look at what's right in front of us.
60 seconds we have left. Scouting report on Marion Center. What do you have to do to be successful tonight?
They'll make us defend the whole field. They like to get the jets and then they'll pound the fullback. But the quarterback that's been playing lately, Bracken, does a nice job. He has a nice touch on the ball, and he's an athletic kid. Defensively for them, they're one of those teams that likes to have more athletes on defense and try to give you some different looks. We've got to come off the football. We got to finish, whereas last week we didn't finish. We got some good scores early, and then we weren't able to get consistent offensively again, and just continue to try to play mistake-free football.
Finally, given the situation at the quarterback position with Riley Clevenger now, you knew he was going to be the starter pretty much all week. Does that give you time to maybe introduce some new concepts for Riley in your offense?
We have, not only for him, but for a couple other guys. It's allowed us to introduce some younger guys to maybe get them involved a little more as you bring them along, specifically some of our sophomores who we feel like can be good football players, and a junior like Javon Jones who's been coming along and getting more playing time. So it's an opportunity not only to develop concepts but to continue to develop kids.
Coach, thanks for doing this. Hopefully you can get back on the winning side of things and make it a successful senior night.
I would like to do that for our seniors. Thank you guys very much.
Head coach Greg Page of the Homer Center Wildcats, and we'll have more from Memorial Field as our ITT pregame show rolls on. Ward Hilliard will rejoin me on the other side of the break with the Luther Ford keys to the game. That and more right after this on the Renda Media Football Network.
The Twin Cities Event Hall is the perfect place to host your next special occasion. The event hall, located on the grounds of the Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club, features an air-conditioned banquet room that comfortably seats 200, a beverage bar, a stage and refurbished hardwood dance floor, and a brand-new kitchen that is caterer-friendly. The Twin Cities Event Hall is perfect for weddings, anniversary parties, or any occasion. The Twin Cities Event Hall is now accepting bookings, located off Route 119 in Grayston on Neal Road. Find them on Facebook or call 724-541-3683.
Looking for fun for the entire family? White Township Recreation is now the hub for all of your youth and adult recreation programming. Programming is now open online for registration. White Township Rec offers anything from art classes to gymnastics to bowling to boxing, fitness classes, and much, much more. For more information on public skating, including birthday parties and recreation programs, please visit whitetownshiprec.org. That's whitetownshiprec.org. See you at Public Skate, S&T Bank Arena.
Recently voted Best Landscaping Company in Indiana County, Johnston Nursery Landscaping has been serving the area since 2002 in all phases of landscaping. J&L's primary focus is year-round property maintenance, driveway seal coating, excavation, and wholesale and retail Christmas tree sales. Let J&L take away the hassle of fall leaf cleanup and also help with those fall landscaping projects. It's a great time of year to work on those beautiful home projects. Check them out on Facebook. Johnston Nursery Landscaping.
Every year, we go on a search for great snacks or treats. Children enjoy more than just candy on Halloween. The best sources of calcium are milk, yogurt, and cheese. Kids like us love string cheese because it's tasty and fun to pull, twist, and eat. And parents love string cheese because it's rich in calcium, whatever that is. So give us kids the fun and goodness we are looking for. Make it a very dairy Halloween. A message from Allied Milk Producers.
Luther Ford, one trusted name, two great locations. Right now at Luther Ford, order your new Ford and lock in 2.9% APR financing for 60 months, no matter when your new vehicle comes in. That's right, order your new vehicle now and your interest rate is locked in even if rates go up. Just stop in today and drive away in your new vehicle from Luther Ford. Luther Ford, two great locations, Homer City and Evansburg. Click on lutherford.com.
All right, welcome back to our S&T Bank broadcast booth. Relationship banking, one customer at a time, and we will get to the keys to the game in a moment. This game, a big game for both teams. Marion Center trying to claw their way back into the District 6 Class A playoff race. They're currently in 11th place overall, but they're clustered with a bunch of teams. Just real quickly, the top four, Penns Manor and Cambria Heights, they are 1 and 2. They meet tonight at Penns Manor.
Yeah.
Ward, quick snapshot on that game?
It's going to be a good one. I like the Comets because they're fast on defense and they got Max Hill.
Give me a score.
27-14.
27-14. Third place, Northern Cambria. Fourth place, Juniata Valley. Portage is in fifth with 490 points. And then a tie for sixth, Homer Center and Purchase Line. They will meet next week, 380 points apiece. Then a three-way tie for eighth, Moshannon Valley, West Branch, and Glendale. They're 10 points behind Homer Center and Purchase Line. And still in the picture, Marion Center and Bishop McCourt. Marion Center, if they could win tonight, they're going to leap up there. Homer Center's only won one game, incredibly, since September 2nd. By the way, I put this in the program book, each final home game. My just for fun predictions, projections for Week 10. You ready?
Yeah,
just for fun.
I'm sure everybody's ready. Huh?
So I have the Appalachian Bowl, Penns Manor versus Berlin. I think that's
Good
all
matchup.
but a lock.
Good matchup.
Other games. Cambria, you'll find out where we're going if I'm right in Week 10. Cambria Heights at Northern Bedford. Northern Cambria at Winburn. Portage Mustangs at Conemaugh Township. West Shamokin at Bald Eagle.
Wow, that's a hike, huh?
That could be, if Homer Center would end up at Bald Eagle, the Ralph Cesare and Kurt Weitzel Bowl, because that's where Homer Center's superintendent's at now.
Up there. That's
My projection has Homer Center going to North Star.
Hooray.
Week 10. Purchase Line at Myersdale. Let's avoid that. That's a trip.
That's a trip.
Marion Center at Conemaugh Valley on a Saturday. River Valley at Claysburg Kimmel. That game will be played on a Thursday night at Hollidaysburg because Claysburg Kimmel's field is getting turfed. That means I have River Valley beating United Valley next week, and that would send United Valley to Everett in week. So that's the Mark Burdick just for fun predictions.
Well, that's just wonderful.
A couple other things quickly before we go to break and get to the starting lineups. Some things we'll be looking for tonight from Homer Center's side of things. Landon Hill, one of the Heritage Conference's top running backs, and he's been a workhorse. He needs 154 yards to become the 19th running back in Homer Center history to eclipse 1,000 in a single season. He needs 305 to reach 2,000 in his career, and he would become the 9th Wildcat player all-time to rush for over 2,000. You know, the amazing thing, Ward, to me, not that it would be out of the question anyway, but I think we were anticipating better health and a better season and perhaps a deeper run for Homer Center. Not that it still can't happen, but the injury situation obviously has a lot of people concerned. It's not, I didn't think I'd be saying this, but it's not far-fetched that Landon Hill could make a run at Ben Schmidt's all-time rushing record next year. Ben rushed for over 3,000 yards.
Yeah, if you take into account next year, certainly what he's done this year has been phenomenal, and he has been banged up the last couple games. Hopefully he's a lot better tonight, but that's one of the keys. You got to be able to create some gaps for him to run and control the football.
All right, let's get into the Luther Ford keys to the game. What do you have?
Well, that's one thing. Homer has got to establish Landon Hill and their running game up the middle. They're not going to get to the ends. I think this team plays 5 linebackers. It's pretty tough to beat them at the end, so you beat them up the middle. That's where our strength is. Secondly, we got to play some defense work. It has not been happening here the last couple games. That's not typical of Homer Center. Folks out there know that. They've got to play some good, solid defense. And finally, get ahead in the ball game and stay ahead. You know, don't give up the lead. Control the game, and I think that's important for the Wildcat all around. to do so.
Keys to the game brought to you by Luther Ford Lincoln, Homer City. Go with the winner. Go with Indiana County's Ford leader, Luther Ford in Homer City. To your point, Ward, about stopping people defensively, Homer Center's defense is now ranked among the worst in the conference. They have, one of my stats in the program book tonight, number 10. Number 10 means they have the 10th ranked passing offense and the 10th ranked passing defense. There's only 10 teams in the conference, so read between the lines. And another note I have is 15, the Heisman finalists. The Wildcats have had their issues stopping opposing quarterbacks. Last week, Ty Stockley rushed for 239 yards officially, scoring 4 touchdowns. Week 3, Penn's Manor's Max Hill rushed for 173, passed for 106, accounting for 279 yards and 4 touchdowns. And West Shamokin's Lou Schwartz rushed for 239 and 5 touchdowns, passed for 256 and 2 scores, total of 485 yards. Those 3 quarterbacks have totaled, you ready? 1,022 yards of offense, and the number 15 touchdowns.
Well, that's embarrassing. It really is. I mean, I hate to say that I bleed black and white, but that's just something you're not used to seeing. These games happened on this field other than the Penn's Manor game. Homer's been losing at home, which is unheard of, and it's got to change tonight.
I'm glad you asked. The not-so-friendly confines, Homer Center's 2-2 at home this year, but they've lost 2 consecutive games. You have to go back to 2011 to find the last time the Wildcats dropped 3 straight games here at the friendly confines of Memorial Field. They were 0-4 in 2011. You ask, I have the answer.
I should have known.
You will have the starting lineups when we return on the ITT pregame show from Memorial Field on a gorgeous night for football. A big game it is. Homer Center and Marion Center coming up on the Renda Media Football Network.
Marching band under the direction of Mr. John Stoll.
At IRMC, we have all of the necessary pieces in place to perform complex operations, including highly skilled and specially trained surgeons, their support team of experts, and advanced technology like the Da Vinci robotic surgical system. As a result, patients spend less time in the hospital, recover faster, and get treated close to home. So there's no reason to puzzle over where you should get your surgical care. The answer is right here at IRMC.
This is State Senator Joe Pittman, wishing all of our student athletes and their families every success. Friday Night Lights are always exciting, and I recognize how important it is for students to be involved in activities, whether it be in athletics or the performing arts. I salute not only all of our students, but also all who guide them, on and off the gridiron, and I wish all of our hometown teams the best of luck this season.
Luxembourg's Jewelers, a proud supporter of all the area athletes, would like to wish the best of luck to all the Heritage Conference schools and, of course, the Indiana Little Indians this season. With 2 convenient locations, Luxembourg's Jewelers is the winning choice for gifts of any occasion. Show your school pride with gifts ranging from beautifully logoed coffee mugs, keychains, money clips, water bottles, and more. From the Indiana Mall to downtown Indiana, Hip, Jeff, and the Luxembourg's team wishes everyone an MVP season. Luxembourg's Jewelers is Indiana's jeweler.
Looking for one of the coolest new products in the market, or maybe looking for that unique Christmas present? Psst, it will cure your pain at the pump.
SeaWorld Satellites is now offering the Go Express e-bike, made for the urban commuter and weekend adventurer, combining city cruising and all-terrain riding. From pavement to hills, streets to sand, take your Go Express bike to your next meeting or exploration. This e-bike can run up to 18 miles in electric mode. To look at or take a test ride, come to SeaWorld Satellites on Wayne Avenue in Indiana.
Are you thinking of getting vaccinated? Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about the COVID-19 vaccine. The Health Initiative for Rural Pennsylvania would like to remind you that COVID-19 vaccines are available for children as young as 6 months. Talk to your doctor, your child's pediatrician, or your pharmacist if you have questions. You can also learn more by visiting vaccines.gov. That's vaccines.gov. Message made possible by the Health Initiative for Rural Pennsylvania.
The Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club is making a splash, continuing to grow its membership. The Sportsman's Club features a fishing pond that is well stocked. Inside the club, members
Iron S&T Bank has you covered. We have you covered with the Maine's chiropractic starting lineups. But first, we're going to take a look inside the numbers, Ward. We want to tell our fans, too, if you're listening tonight, you want to watch, you can watch the game on Renda Digital TV. Just log on and look for the link at WCCSradio.com. That's WCCSradio.com for tonight's Stingers and Wildcats coverage. You can also go to YouTube.com and in the search engine type Renda Digital TV. And we understand there's a good chunk of Homer City Borough and up on the ridge without power, so they might have to get out the old transistor radios. Yeah, you're old enough to know what a transistor radio is. Before we get to the starting lineups, let's look inside the numbers. Both of these teams, if you're watching, you see it on your screen. Points per game, Homer Center averaging 24 points a game, allowing 24.9. Marion Center averaging just 14.4 points a game and allowing 29.4. Offensive, Ward, that's where I get into the numbers that haven't been very good for Homer Center. They're averaging 249 yards of offense a game, just 45 passing. Passing yardage is 10th in the league out of 10 teams. Overall in the Heritage Conference, 7th. And Marion Center averaging 273 yards of offense per game, one notch higher, 6th. Defensively, the Wildcats, ouch. They're allowing 311 yards per game, and they've been sinking. That's 8th in the Heritage Conference. Only United Valley and River Valley below them. Marion Center just a tick over 300 yards per game at 301, and that is 6th in the Heritage Conference. That's a look at the Stingers and Wildcats inside the numbers. Let's look inside the lineup card. Ward Hilliard will give you the Marion Center starting offense.
For the Stingers, Drew Runk will be the one end. He is a senior, 5'7", 162. Left tackle, Mason Mantini, a junior, 6'1", 220. Travis Mydock, a senior, 5'10", 222 is the left guard. Centers, Cullen Anderson, sophomore, 5'11", 265. Isaac Besa is the left tackle, or the right guard, I'm sorry. He is a sophomore, 5'8", 190. Trevor Mydock, this sounds like a Homer Center lineup here, is the right tackle, the senior, 5'10", 220. Tight end is Parker Black, senior, 6'4", 220. In the backfield will be Dakota Bracken, the senior. He is the quarterback, 6 foot 145. Alex Stewart, he's a good one. He's the fullback, junior at 5'9", 190. Liam Cornetto had a big game here not too long ago, senior at 5'9", 170. And we'll see Mason Plusnock at the other wideout. He is a sophomore, 5'9", 151. That is Marion Center's.
And the way we will give you Homer Center a new video courtesy of Chris Garitano and audio file 2 on the radio side. The Homer Center offense will introduce themselves, and here's how the Wildcats will line up tonight against the Marion Center Stingers.
I'm quarterback Cole McInaldi. I'm a senior, 5'11", 200 pounds. My favorite college team is Penn State. My favorite NFL team is the Steelers.
My name is Riley Clevenger. I'm a senior. I am 5'10", 180 pounds. My favorite college team is the Oregon Ducks. My favorite NFL player was Calvin Johnson.
I'm a wide receiver, Casey Harper. I'm a senior. I'm 5'8", 162 pounds. My favorite college team is UCF. My favorite pro team is the Eagles, and my favorite NFL player is Jalen Ramsey.
Hello, I'm Mike Jasic. I'm a wide receiver. I'm a senior. I'm 5'9", 180 pounds. My favorite college team is Notre Dame. My favorite NFL team is the Steelers.
I'm Braden Dunn, running back and receiver. I'm a sophomore, 5'9", 161. My favorite college team is Penn State. My favorite pro team is the New York Giants, and my favorite NFL player is Saquon Barkley.
Senior Mason Bell. I'm tight end. I'm 6'3", 225. My favorite college team is Penn State. My favorite NFL team is the Steelers, and my favorite NFL player is George Pickens.
I'm Landon Hill. I play running back. I'm a junior, 6'1", 220 pounds. My favorite college team is Notre Dame, and my favorite NFL player is Ray Lewis.
Hi, my name is Isaiah Benz. I'm a senior left tackle, 6'5", 282. My favorite college team is Penn State. My favorite NFL team is the Ravens. My favorite player is Rodney Harrison.
I'm Romy Dokos. I play left guard. I'm a senior. I'm 5'10", weigh 210 pounds. Wildcat Country, let's ride.
I'm center Joe Succiarelli, 6 foot, 203 pounds. My favorite college team is Penn State. My favorite NFL team is the 49ers. My favorite NFL player is Nick Bosa.
I'm right guard Van Tagliotti. I'm a senior, 5'11", 240. My favorite team is Pittsburgh Steelers.
6'1", 237. My favorite college team is Penn State. My favorite NFL team are the Pittsburgh Steelers. My favorite player is Minka Fitzpatrick.
IRMC at Chestnut Ridge in Blairsville's Urgent-Care, they fast-track you for quick access to their team of medical experts. Highly trained and ready to treat all minor injuries and illnesses, IRMC at Chestnut Ridge offers the full spectrum of urgent care 7 days a week from 8 to 8. Old Route 22 in Blairsville. Get in, get out, get better. A part of the IRMC family. Better health, better life. Homer Center Wildcats have won the toss, and they will defer. They will kick off to Marion Center, and we'll have the opening kickoff when we return. That's the ITT pregame show, and we will have the opening kickoff right after this on the Renda Media Football Network.
The Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club is making a splash, continuing to grow its membership. The Sportsman's Club features a fishing pond that is well stocked. Inside the club, members can enjoy a game of pool, or how about shuffleboard? What's your favorite team, including the Wildcats and more? The Grayston Coral Sportsman's also has a shooting range and takes pride hosting kid-friendly events. And be sure to check out the nearby Twin Cities Event Hall for your next special occasion. Proud to sponsor the Wildcats, the Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club, located off Route 119 on Neal Road in Grayston.
Dan and
At Field, gorgeous night for football, senior night, 14 players recognized before the game, managers, they'll do band and cheerleaders, majorettes at halftime. Mason Bell approaches the ball, and we are underway, 41st all-time meeting, taken at the 20-yard line by Parker Black. Parker Black coming near side, and he can't get by the Wildcats. Vinny Taglietti and Will Jones finishes them off, and the Stingers are going to start pretty deep in their own territory. That was good kick coverage by Homer Center.
Yeah, Black needed to come up a little quicker to catch that on the fly. He let it bounce. It kind of got into him a little bit like a ground ball. And it's with all these playoffs going on, very appropriate.
23-yard line, the line of scrimmage officially. Referee, and he's a good one, Lou Idzotic, working tonight. He was explaining a couple of things. He's always coaching. I like that about Lou.
Yeah.
Remember the fair catch that ended up with a block at the back at Penn's Manor?
Yes,
he explained that to me. You can't block after you call for a fair catch is basically the bottom line on that. Toss left, and coming around the left end is Drew Runk, and the Wildcats have him stacked up. He's not going to get to the edge. Good defense by Homer Center, making that tackle for the Wildcats, Vinny Taglietti. Vinny is now second on the team with 54 tackles, 14 solo, 14 assists. Mason Bell has been an absolute beast, Ward Hilliard. 78 tackles now, 31 solo, and 47 assisted.
He's a big boy, and we've commented on it. He's covering a lot of field out there, and he really needs to. That was a good job on the sweep. I thought the Marion Center, if they're going to do anything, it's going to be on those end runs. That time it was stuffed.
Send a receiver, Mason Plosnock, to the right boundary in front of the Homer Center bench. And they give on an inside handoff and trying to get outside and can't do it thanks to that leading, or no, that's not Bell, that's Landon Hill on the tackle, dragging down the ball carrier, Liam Cornetto. You said recently he had a good time, or a good game, Liam? I handed him a trophy. Last week he was the Renda Media Player of the Week, brought to you by RMC and our friends at Luxembourg Jewelers. And we took a couple of photos. Real nice young man, Liam Cornetto. Coming into tonight's game, 475 yards rushing, 92 attempts, 5.2 average. Here's a situation Marion Center doesn't like to be in, and it's a situation Homer Center's had problems defending. 3rd and long, getting off the field. From their own 20, receivers left and right, and Bracken booting to his left. He throws underneath, dumps it off, has a first down and more. Running up the left sideline, it is Liam Cornetto, the aforementioned Cornetto, who has 13 receptions, make it 14. So they overcome a 3rd and 13 from the 20 up to the 43-yard line, a gain of 23.
That's been a problem. Denny said the defender fell. That's easy to defend. That back just slips out into the flat there, and it was an easy pass for Dakota, so first down Stingers.
And the give up the gut, not much going on there, is there, for the Stingers? It was Alex Stewart on the carry, and Isaiah Bent's cupcake it is on the tackle. Stewart, 53 rushes, 197 yards. He scored a couple of touchdowns. No gain on that play. Inside of 10 minutes, we are scoreless, opening possession of the game.
Caleb Palmer also helped out on that, Mark.
Some traffic, I understand, in the Clarksburg area slowed down the limo for Jerry Rossai, and the limo did arrive, and our statistician is in the house. He made it by game time. Coming near side with the football, it is Cornetto, and he's forced out of bounds by Michael Krajosik as he gets up to about the 48, maybe even the 49-yard line for a gain of almost 6 yards. We'll see where they put the football down. I think it's going to be over the 48, and it certainly is. It's going to be at the 49-yard line.
Big down here, 3rd and 3. If they pick it up, it's 4 down territory.
3rd down and a long 3. Split backs behind Dakota Bracken, who's done a good job since taking over at the Q position. They have a wingman to the left. They give on a Connor, and it is Cornetto cutting it up to midfield. First down yardage, stiff arms a Wildcat, and he has a first down inside the 45 down to the 43-yard line. And another 3rd down conversion.
Missed tackle in that case. They had that pinned up pretty well, but Cornetto slid inside. Nobody was able to bring him down, and he got the first down. They're going to have to tighten up a little bit, Homer's D.
43-yard line, 8-yard gain.
A little counter move off of that formation, and they've run it 3 times now. Homer stopped it twice, but not that time.
Bracken, 16 of 28. He's thrown only 1 interception, 198 yards, and 3 touchdown passes to his credit. And they give up the middle to Stewart. Stewart darts through a little opening, and now they push him back. And it is Homer Center's leading tackler that time, Mason Bell. What a beast he has been. Bell, this season, just to give you an idea of the separation, he has 78 tackles entering the game. The next closest, Vinny Taglietti with 54.
Yeah, he plays that linebacker, and he plays it well. He covers well. They need a few more of those type of guys on that defense right now.
One of Adam Rising, the head coach of the Stingers' keys to the game was ball possession, long drives. They got one going here, don't they? And they give on a reverse, and it's Runk. Runk into the secondary inside the 35, maybe close to the 34-yard line. Jackson Arone, I believe it was, came up, and it was, made that tackle. They put the football down right at the 35. It'll be 3rd down and 2, 4 minutes into the game. We have the replay monitor right in front of us.
Yeah, they had it pretty much turned in. That means your linebacker is safe. The corner has to come up and make a play. Nobody home. There was a big gap there. That shouldn't happen. That's a simple double reverse. Homer's seen a lot of those this year.
Landon Cook into the game as a receiver to the right, a 5'8", 155-pound sophomore. Stewart the fullback, and they give it to Stewart up the middle. The Wildcats try pushing him back. They're going to stop him shy of that lead chain, and Marion Center is going to have a 4th down and short. See who gets up off the bottom of the pile. We'll get a replay on our monitor courtesy of our video producer, John Smathers. And he was hit, can't quite get the number. Dokos being credited by Chris Garetano. Ball at the 34. They need the 33, so 4th down. It looks to be less than a yard. This will be the 10th play of the drive. Quick stats all night long. Brought to you by First Commonwealth Bank. Time to be first. And Jerry Rossai. who has his own sponsor, of course, that being First Commonwealth. And with that package comes clothing and the limo ride from Salzburg.
Wonderful.
We have a timeout going to be called by Marion Center. Timeout on the field brought to you by Luxembourg Jewelers. They remind you now's the time to stop by either of their convenient locations in downtown Indiana or at the Indiana Mall to lay away your holiday gifts. 6:53 remaining in the first. Fourth down play. When we return, we're scoreless on the Renda Media Football Network.
Dan in a van hasn't returned your call? Chuck in a truck can't get there for 2 months? Stop dealing with fly-by-nighters and call a company that's fully capable for all your plumbing and heating needs. Joyce Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Incorporated. Joyce Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Incorporated is on call 24/7, 365 days a year. Visit us at joyceplumbing.com. That's joyceplumbing.com. Joyce Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Incorporated, the best place in town to take a leak. PA 042115.
Homer City American Legion Post 493, a longtime backer of Homer Center Athletics, is pleased to be a part of today's broadcast and wishes the best of luck to the Homer Center Wildcats this season. Homer City American Legion Post 493 has served Homer City and our veterans for more than half a century. They are a staple of the community and believe in giving back. So have fun today, teams. Represent your communities well. From your friends at the Homer City American Legion Post 493.
That he got there. I don't think he did, Ward Hilliard.
I don't think he did either. He just barely got over the 35. He had to get to the 33.
As we were coming back, he was lined up in the shotgun and then hustled up to the under his center, Anderson. And, boy, the spot very favorable. John, can we get another look at that replay? Because I don't know that he saw the 33-yard line. Last week, both ways, there were some questionable spots. Let's see. No, there.
He got turned.
Unless he got pushed by his lineman at the end of the play. We didn't catch the end of the replay. Let's see if we get another look here. They stretch out the chains.
Oh,
and
man.
It is a first down. Ward, you look, they did push him forward. I don't know. It's very difficult to tell with all of those bodies. But
Greg Page didn't agree. You can see him now.
So a new set of downs either way. Doesn't matter what we think or what the replay monitor
that's
says.
The way it goes. You got to stop 4 more now.
First and 10. Motion man is Parker Black, and they hand it to him around, or that's Cornetto around the left end, and they force him out of bounds into the Marion Center bench. Do we have all the officials, Chris Garetano, or not on the? Do we have the card up here? I'd like to see who the line judge is and all of the referees. Referee is Lou Idzotic. I mentioned he's a dandy. I love Lou. Umpire Randy Sell. Oh, well, we'll move on. Lynn Boudres is the linesman. Line judge Ray Pyle, Doug Dale, and Keith Fry is the side judge. Second down and 6 to go from the Wildcat 30. They've possessed the ball the entire first quarter. Trips to the right. Wingman right is Runk. And they give it up the middle, and with the football, it was Alex Stewart. Stewart, short yardage to the 26. Marion Center doing just what the doctor ordered, Dr. Rising.
Keeping the ball, extended drives, just picking up first down after first down.
Third down and about 3 to go. Football resting at the Wildcat 27. They need to get to just inside the 34. Sometimes you can see the spot from our lower angle on the replay monitor better. That football's at the 26, I think, isn't it, Ward? I think. Yeah.
That's a real good look at it there. Yeah, 26.
Split backs, and Bracken hands it off to Cornetto. Sidesteps one tackler, but the Wildcats greet him as he gets to about the 25-yard line, maybe not even that far. No, I don't think he even got to the 25.
They didn't move that down marker much, did they? Well, it's a big play, obviously. Homer needs to get the football, do something offensively.
Say hello to Ed Supko viewing today's game in Pittsburgh. Austin, one of Pittsburgh Penguins' bigger fans, watching tonight's game in Indiana.
Nice opener for the Pens last night, huh?
6-2. Receiver to the right is Drew Runk. He has 6 receptions to his credit. 4th down and 3. Can the Wildcats finally get off the field? Here he comes to the edge, and I think they will as a flag comes in too, as Cornetto is tackled for a loss. And if it's a hold, it will end the drive for sure, unless the Wildcats grab the face mask. And it's a block in the back against Marion Center, says Lou Exotic, so the Wildcats will hold. There's a media timeout on the field. Wildcats hold off Marion Center. Their first possession right around the corner with 4:47 to play in the first quarter. It's Marion Center nothing, Homer Center nothing. Wildcats first possession when we return on the Renda Media Football Network.
Every year, we go on a search for great snacks or treats. Children enjoy more than just candy on Halloween. The best sources of calcium are milk, yogurt, and cheese. Kids like us love string cheese because it's tasty and fun to pull, twist, and eat. And parents love string cheese because it's rich in calcium, whatever that is. So give us kids the fun and goodness we are looking for. Make it a very dairy Halloween. A message from Allied Milk Producers.
Are you thinking of getting vaccinated? Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about the COVID-19 vaccine. The Health Initiative for Rural Pennsylvania would like to remind you that COVID-19 vaccines are available for children as young as 6 months. Talk to your doctor, your child's pediatrician, or your pharmacist if you have questions. You can also learn more by visiting vaccines.gov. That's vaccines.gov. Message made possible by the Health Initiative for Rural Pennsylvania.
But good drive from Marion Center that came up short. 14 plays, 49 yards. It took 7 minutes and 1 second.
Yeah, that's what they want to do, though. Eat clock. If they don't score, at least they've burned a lot of time.
So let's see what this struggling Wildcat offense can do. Riley Clevenger gets his first, I think it's Riley's first career start. With all the injuries that we chronicled.
Yeah, he's filling in after injuries and hasn't really had a chance to prepare.
Got a full week of practice as a starter, and the gift to Hill, that's not going to work as he bounced it outside, and Hill stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. It was Alex Stewart, defensive and or outside linebacker in this scheme for Marion Center, making the stop, no gain.
Short loss on the play, 2nd down, long 10.
As I mentioned, Landon, 152 rushes, 842 yards, 5.5 average, 13 touchdowns. Motion man is Krajosik, and they fake the jet, and Riley's going to keep it. And Riley lowers the shoulder over the 35 to the 36-yard line, and there's a late flag coming in. And that's illegal procedure, and the flag came well after the play. If we have the replay, I bet that flag flies as he's getting tackled. And we do have the replay as we look at it in our S&T Bank broadcast booth.
Start on the Wildcats.
And there goes the flag. Well, there it is right there.
It's right there after the play.
Wow.
2nd down and 15.
So they back it up to the 23-yard line. Did you see motion?
Not really. I did not see where that would have occurred.
And if it did, the flag's got to fly earlier.
Yeah, I would think so.
Obviously, they detected something. Maybe 2 guys moving at the same time. It was one of those deals because Krajosik was in motion. Krajosik was in motion on jet motion near side.
It could have been. We did not detect it.
But anyway, it's 2nd down and 16, call it. Caleb Palmer split off the line of scrimmage as a receiver to the left, matching up with Landon Cook. And Riley Clevenger downfield, intercepted by Cook. Near midfield, Casey Harper tackles him. Well, one thing that didn't change with the new quarterback is throwing deep. And the Stingers will take over with 4:01 remaining.
Yeah, right. Those are tough passes to complete, period. And when you just need a few yards, Homer needed 10, but, you could have got 5 of those real easy if he just did a little curl in. But tried a deep pass, the ball kind of hung up. Nice play by Marion Center to pick it off. back on defense for Homer Center.
Marion Center will start at their own 48-yard line.
You know, you get a new quarterback, you hate to put them in those positions.
And it's a play-action pass, dumping it off underneath. Cornetto wide open, down the left sideline, 40, 35, 30, breaks another tackle. Harper trying to ride him down. He misses him, and they finally force him down inside the 5-yard line. A gain of about 50 yards on the play and a bunch of missed tackles as this struggling Homer Center defense, Lord, they continue to struggle. And they continue to struggle with outside runs, underneath passes, as Cornetto stumbled too at the 50, got to the 40, ran through one or two tackles, and at timeout we have an injury, I guess, a Wildcat injured on the far side of the field. 51-yard pass play officially on that catch and run to Cornetto. They're going to have first and goal at the Wildcat 2 when we return. IRMC High School Sports Night coverage on WCCS and our rendered digital TV presentation presented by the Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club. They have their big Halloween dance coming up in a week or so too, and steak dinner. I'm looking forward to that on Sunday. 3:49 remaining in the first quarter. We're scoreless, but Marion Center knocking on touchdown door when we return on the Renda Media Football Network.
Every year, we go on a search for great snacks or treats. Children enjoy more than just candy on Halloween. The best sources of calcium are milk, yogurt, and cheese. Kids like us love string cheese because it's tasty and fun to pull, twist, and eat. And parents love string cheese because it's rich in calcium, whatever that is. So give us kids the fun and goodness we are looking for. Make it a very dairy Halloween. A message from Allied Milk Producers.
Are you thinking of getting vaccinated? Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about the COVID-19 vaccine. The Health Initiative for Rural Pennsylvania would like to remind you that COVID-19 vaccines are available for children as young as 6 months. Talk to your doctor, your child's pediatrician, or your pharmacist if you have questions. You can also learn more by visiting vaccines.gov. That's vaccines.gov. Message made possible by the Health Initiative for Rural Pennsylvania.
Braden Dunn walking off with a little assistance from trainer Bob Rupert. Out-of-town scoreboard first quarter. It is Cambria Heights 13 and the Penns Manor Comets nothing. First and goal for the Stingers, and it's Dakota Bracken under his center Colin Anderson with split backs, and he hands it off to Cornetto. Cornetto not going to get there, I don't think. He didn't. Wildcats hold him out of the end zone. Let's see who came in defensively for the Homer Center Wildcats for Braden Dunn. Taglietti on the tackle.
Taglietti in on the stop for the Wildcats.
The 5'11", 239-pound senior made that tackle. No gain. Lost a yard, yeah.
Move that back a little bit.
So it'll be second down and goal. 3:15 to play. Clock moving here from our S&T Bank broadcast booth. Stingers operating left to right as we view it. Relationship banking, one customer at a time. S&T Bank member FDIC. Stewart and Cornetto, now they reposition Liam Cornetto to the left of Stewart. Bracken under center, toss left to Stewart, and a flag coming in from referee Lou Idzotic. Touchdown Marion Center for the moment, but it's going to come back on a hold.
Wow. That would be a huge, but it is a hold.
Again, Ward, though, holding saved the day for Homer Center, but the ease of teams running wide on Homer Center has just been baffling to me.
Yeah, and to that side as well. That left side, they seem to enjoy going that way.
Yeah, again, left, and it was Landon Hill, I think, that was being held. So that wipes a touchdown off the board.
Ball at the 14-yard line.
Well, it gives Homer's D a little room to operate. Maybe they can make something happen here.
Back to the 14-yard line. Wingman to the right. And a play-action pass, throwing and too far for the intended receiver Liam Cornetto. He was breaking free. 2:49 clock stopped. Get a replay here, Ward, in our booth.
Well, it's such an easy pass because he just kind of floats out of the backfield into the flat, and then he's going to make yardage if he catches it. That time, Homer was fortunate. He was open.
That's probably a pass Dakota Bracken would like back.
Yeah.
I got a kick out of Adam Rising. He said, great athlete, plays baseball 365 days a year. We get him for football for 2 months. They give on Connor to Cornetto around the left side, and he breaks a tackle, breaks a second tackle inside the 5-yard line. Or down around the 5. Let's see where he's forced out of bounds on the far side of the field. It'll be 3rd down and goal.
Taglietti, among others, in on the stop for the Wildcats.
Taglietti being credited. It'll be 4th down, not 3rd down. 2:20, clock moving. Football inside the 5 at about the 3-yard line, it appears, as we peer out of our broadcast window. And they're going to kick a field goal.
Wow.
Braden Reckenbaugh has a 24-yarder to his credit. Good kicker. Had a big year last year. Snap is put down, and the kick from the left-footed soccer-style kicker is good. His second field goal of the season out of the hold of Dakota Bracken, long snapper Isaac Bossa. So the Stingers grab something out of that drive, and they take a 3-0 lead on an IRMC High School sports night here in the first quarter. Renda Digital TV presented by the Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club. Stingers 3, Wildcats nothing on the Renda Media Football Network.
Ambria Heights.
Find your smile again with Evolutions 2 in downtown Indiana, offering hair alternatives and solutions for any lifestyle and need. Build your confidence with a personalized one-on-one consultation with experienced stylist Lisa Hunter, and take the steps to regain your life with one of Evolution 2's many hair solutions available. There is a fit for everyone, from adults to children. So call or find Evolutions 2 on Facebook. Evolutions 2 in downtown Indiana. Find your smile again.
The Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club is making a splash, continuing to grow its membership. The Sportsman's Club features a fishing pond that is well stocked. Inside the club, members can enjoy a game of pool, or how about shuffleboard? What's your favorite team, including the Wildcats and more? The Grayston Coral Sportsman's also has a shooting range and takes pride hosting kid-friendly events. And be sure to check out the nearby Twin Cities Event Hall for your next special occasion. Proud to sponsor the Wildcats, the Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club, located off Route 119 on Neal Road in Grayston.
Kick on the run is the explosive Michael Krajocic. Michael to the 50 and into Marion Center territory, where he's forced out of bounds. Had to reach low as he came up. If we get a replay, and here it is, right at the 20-yard line. And he came up the right sideline, got some good blocking, found a seam, and took it into Marion Center territory, forced out of bounds by Drew Runk on the kick coverage team. Football will be at the Marion Center 46-yard line.
I'm sure Greg Page is considering this 4-down territory. And again, this is something Homer needs to do, is get the ball out to Krajocic right where he's at now. And they can make the defense stop him.
34-yard kickoff return. Clevenger hands to Hill. Dancing around up the middle, takes what he can get, which isn't much, about 3 yards to the 43-yard line. On the tackle, Austin McKendrick.
Yeah, they got to give him a gap somewhere where he can use that size into that secondary. So far, Stingers are doing a nice job of confusing the blocking of Homer Center.
Luther Ford drive summary for Marion Center. That field goal drive, 4 plays, 48 yards, took 2 minutes and 3 seconds. Twin receivers near side for Homer Center. Empty backfield. Motion man, it's done, but they fake it to him, and Riley has it to the 40. First down yardage to the 35, fighting to the 31-yard line of Marion Center, and a Wildcat first down. Good job by Riley Clevenger running the read option. Keep in mind, and I know Wildcat fans would know this, Riley is put in a tough situation. He never played quarterback at all. I don't think at any level. I'm not certain about the midget level. but, junior high, varsity, but he's a good athlete. And he's been thrust into like emergency situations.
Yes,
at least this week, they had time all week because they knew.
And he did a nice job there carrying that fake out and then going for big yardage there.
Scoreless first quarter, 3-0 Marion Center, 40 seconds left. Fumble, and I think Marion Center, Dunn has it. Dunn ripped it away from Parker Black before Black could get there. And we may have just witnessed the final play of the first quarter. Let's see. Going to lose 4 yards back to the 35-yard line. And that is going to be it for the first quarter. Thank you, Jim Struzzi. Re-elect Jim Struzzi on Election Day. Paid for by Friends of Jim Struzzi, proud sponsor of the first quarter all season long here on WCCS. Score at the end of 1. Marion Center 3 and the Homer Center Wildcats nothing. You're listening to an IRMC High School Sports Night on WCCS and on Renda Digital TV, presented by the Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club. Stingers 3, Wildcats nothing on the Renda Media Football Network.
This is your state representative, Jim Struzzi, and I'm asking for your vote this November. The last couple of years have been something we could never have imagined, and now we are getting back to normal, and nothing is more normal than Friday night football. I want to wish all our area athletes, band members, cheerleaders, and all who participate the best of luck for a safe, successful, and fun-filled season. These games wouldn't happen without the support of the community, and I will continue to work hard for you and your families in Indiana County. Me and my staff wish you good luck, and I'll be rooting for each and every one of you, and I hope that you'll be rooting for me this November.
The Indiana County Technology Center is now accepting enrollment in our adult education programs. The ICTC's adult education programs offer in-demand post-secondary programs tailored to empower student success. From cosmetology to welding and practical nursing, the ICTC has a program for everyone. Indiana County Technology Center, empowering tomorrow's workforce.
Town scoreboard, end of 1, Northern Cambria 7, River Valley nothing. Purchase line, United Valley tied at 7. Here's Wildcat formation with Michael Krajosik, and he's going to keep it, trying to get around the left corner. And Marion Center, they miss a tackle. They miss 2 tackles, and finally coming in across the way to make the tackle defensively for the Stingers, it was their safety, Mason Plosnock.
A nice 8 to 10 yard pickup, however, and that's what we were talking about. He needs to touch the ball a little more, and you can see he's not an easy tackle.
Gain of 6, 3rd down and 4.
6, I said 8. I'm being generous.
From the 26 of Marion Center, 3rd down, 5 to go. Clevenger back in there at quarterback, and he hands it to Hill off left tackle. Good running room. 1st down yardage inside the 20. Darts to the 17-yard line. Alex Stewart on the tackle. Stewart, an outside backer, 5'9", 190-pound junior. Good athlete.
Yeah, good product of mixing things up a little. It gets Marion Center out of a comfort zone on defense. That was a great cutback by Land. That play was designed to go right. He cut it left.
Braden Dunn, slot receiver to the right. Good thing, good to see him back from that injury he sustained. They fake it to Hill, and Clevenger couldn't get to the corner. And Greg Page not happy. It's going to be hard, Dennis Mester, our spotter in the booth, with the defense they're playing with 3 down and 5 backers, Ward. Going to be tough to get to the edge.
Yeah, we said that, and that's based on Dennis's scouting report. They got 5 linebackers. They're covering that wide side, the wide part of the field. The team is going to have to get it between the tackles.
Loss of a yard, 2nd down and 11 from the Stinger 19. Riley looking to pass. Riley throws to Krajosik, lowers the shoulder, trying to run out of an ankle tackle, and he almost did. He got inside the 15 as he tried breaking away from Dakota Bracken, the cornerback on the left side, and he does take it down to about the 11-yard line for a gain of 8.
Almost broke it, and that's what we've been talking about. A beautiful pass by Riley, by the way. Nice hard one.
3rd down and 4.
Krajosik catches it. If he misses a tackle, it's a touchdown.
Inside of 10 minutes to play here in the half, it's 3-0 Stingers. Wildcats have won 10 games in a row over Marion Center. Marion Center has not won here at Memorial Field since 2006. Give to Dunn, jersey tackle, that doesn't work, and there's a flag flying, and that generally means holding on the team wearing black and white.
Flag on the play.
Well, that's not good news.
Look at the move on our monitor here by Dunn. Let's see if we get the, yeah, there's the hold right there. And Dunn was held for no gain. That hold was at the 13-yard line, I believe, so they're probably going to back it up to about the 23. If I detected the right infraction.
Spotted the foul.
And it looks like I did,
You did. You're right dead on again.
So now it'll be 3rd down and 16. Next week, Homer Center at Purchase Line. Receiver to the right is Casey Harper. He has 3 catches this year. Slot receivers Will Jones, Caleb Palmer also as they go trips left. Dunn in the backfield, and Riley looking to pass, looks right, throws slant into Harper, and he's hit immediately by Parker Black. Tell you what, Riley did a good job of looking to the right and then either checked down and went to the left, or it was designed all the way. Maybe I'm giving him too much credit, but it looked good. He did not zone in on one receiver is what I'm trying to say.
That was the play. You would have thought he would have looked to the strong side, which was the left where 3 guys were, and then come back to the right and maybe had Krajosik on a streak, but that didn't happen. So let's see how we can do it here.
Krajosik, if you're watching, is at the bottom of your screen. Receiver to the right boundary. Dunn in the backfield as a protector on 4th and 12, and Riley, pump fake, now going to throw for the end zone out there, and it's intercepted in the end zone by the Marion Center Stingers. 2nd interception of the half, and I think it was Mason Plosnock. Let's see if it was Plosnock, the safety.
They're trying to get Harper because Krajosik's double covered over.
It was Plosnock. So
that's 2 intended for Harper that ended up in Marion Center hands. So
in the end zone, it's a touchback, brings the ball out 1st and 10 for the Stingers at their own 20-yard line.
2 interceptions for Marion Center.
You get into those long situations, that's stuff that Riley's just not prepared for. He's doing what he can.
8:31 remaining here in the first half. 3-0 Stingers. And Bracken going to give it, and reversing footing, it is Liam Cornetto, and he's knifed down after a gain of about a yard. On the tackle, Isaiah Bentz for the Homer Center Wildcats, I believe that was.
Stop for the Wildcats. Gain of a yard, 2nd down and 9.
Cats doing a pretty good job on these counters and stuffing them. It's only a yard pickup. They need to get off the field here in 3 downs, though.
They've been on the field a lot.
Yes, they have.
2nd down and 9. Dakota Bracken, play action pass, throwing deep for Parker Black, and he has him open behind Jackson Arone. That's too easy, and a well-thrown ball by Bracken to Black. Black, a good target at 6'4", 220 pounds.
He's a big boy, and he got 3 steps on the Homer safety there.
33-yard gain.
Things that you would think the Wildcats would be doing, Marion Center has been doing. Credit to them.
1st and 10 for the Stingers. They've controlled play here in this first half. 1st and 10. And they give it up the middle, and with the football not going very far is Stewart. On the tackle for the Homer Center Wildcats was Romulos Dokos. Dokos, number 4 on the team with 37 tackles. Give him a yard to the 46-yard line. Rapidly paced first half. 3-0 Marion Center. Ball on the right hash. They operate right to left as we look out of our S&T Bank broadcast booth window. give on a reverse, and Drew Runk comes near side to the 45, breaks a tackle to the 40, and he'll be about 3 yards shy of the first down. It'll set up third down and short. As Runk had started this season at quarterback, and after 5 games they made the switch. Cornetto handed it off on that reverse to Runk. Runk 6 rushes, 37 yards entering action. Jackson Arone finally made the tackle. That time Marion Center didn't get a very favorable spot, back just inside the 41. Third down and a short 4. And Bracken, play action pass, looking, dumping it off underneath, and he spins around the receiver Liam Cornetto, and it's incomplete. Not a well-thrown ball by Bracken, and it's fourth down and a short 4.
Good thing for Homer Center it wasn't well thrown, because Cornetto would have had an easy first down there. They've got to pick them up quicker, Mark.
Wildcat defense ranked 8th in the Heritage Conference, allowing a whopping 311 yards per game. 182 yards rushing, 129 yards passing. Wildcat defense entering tonight's game had allowed 33 plays of 20 yards or more.
Yeah, we had a couple tacked on here tonight already. Again,
we have a whistle and a timeout called by Marion Center. Timeouts all night long brought to you by Luxembourg Jewelers. This reminder, visit luxembourgs.com for great gift ideas for the holidays or any occasion. Our coverage from Memorial Field continues with the score Marion Center 3 and the Homer Center Wildcats nothing on the Renda Media Football Network.
They're down.
At IRMC, we have all of the necessary pieces in place to perform complex operations, including highly skilled and specially trained surgeons, their support team of experts, and advanced technology like the Da Vinci robotic surgical system. As a result, patients spend less time in the hospital, recover faster, and get treated close to home. So there's no reason to puzzle over where you should get your surgical care. The answer is right here at IRMC.
When your vehicle needs tended to, take it to Baroni's Auto Care. Baroni's Auto Care inspects, does minor repairs including brakes and exhausts, as well as oil changes and tune-ups. And if you're looking for tires, Baroni's Auto Care sells all brands. Baroni's Auto Care is currently accepting new customers. So when your vehicle needs inspected or repaired, take it to Baroni's Auto Care right off Route 56. Look for the sign in Brush Valley.
Thank you, everybody, for listening on WCCS AM 1160, 101.1 FM, and on the Trib Live High School Sports Network, and watching, of course, on Renda Digital TV. I thought for a moment the Stingers may punt it because I saw Reckenbach loosening his leg up, but they are going with Cornetto in motion on 4th and 3, and it's a play-action pass. Bracken pressured, down he goes, back near midfield. Sacking him is Vinny Taglietti, and let's see if that can spark this Wildcat offense. Big play by Taglietti to sack the quarterback.
Wildcats take over 1st and 10 at their...
Cornetto, as we're looking on the replay booth, there wasn't anybody within 10 yards of him, but Bracken couldn't get the ball to him.
I'll tell you, the Wildcats are going to look at that because these backs are just sliding out of the backfield, and they are wide open. That was ridiculously open. Of course, the quarterback, Dakota, didn't have too much time to pick him out. Good thing for the Wildcats.
Another Heritage Conference scores at the end of the first quarter. Northern Cambria.
So the Wildcats with 6:06 remaining in the first half will take over at their own 49. I was told they put in some wrinkles. I witnessed a couple of them at practice on Tuesday. Won't talk about them. Or Wednesday it was, I believe. And a fumble on the snap, and Clevenger dives on it back at the 43-yard line. And that puts you behind the chains right away, doesn't it?
When it's going bad, it goes bad. You lose it a play plus the yardage. Man, oh man.
We have a timeout called by Homer Center, I believe.
Immediate timeout on the field.
Well, it shouldn't be immediate timeout when they're in the middle of a drive. It's Portage 21-13 over Hoosier. West Shamokin on our out-of-town scoreboard. Immediate timeout, 3-0 Marion Center, 5:52 remaining in the half on the Renda Media Football Network.
Business happens here, and here, and here. At First Commonwealth, we believe that to be the best bank for the businesses that create strong communities, we need to understand the way they work, see their companies firsthand, meet them face to face, and build a relationship so we can help them build their business.
Every year, we go on a search for great snacks or treats. Children enjoy more than just candy on Halloween. The best sources of calcium are milk, yogurt, and cheese. Kids like us love string cheese because it's tasty and fun to pull, twist, and eat. And parents love string cheese because it's rich in calcium, whatever that is. So give us kids the fun and goodness we are looking for. Make it a very dairy Halloween. A message from Allied Milk Producers.
At Memorial Field, 2nd down and 15 after the timeout. At the 44-yard line, Dunn in motion. They fake the jet to him, and Riley's going to keep it. Clevenger to the 50 and runs into Dakota Bracken as he gets into Marion Center territory at the 48-yard line. So they pick up a solid 7 yards or so on that play. A little bit more manageable. It'll be 3rd down and about 7 to go for Homer Center from the Stinger 48.
Yeah, that was a nice job by Riley again. Sprinted out there, just needed one block downfield and didn't get it. And these guys have got to realize they've got to make plays now.
Angelo Alexander did such a great job in the first quarter, leading the Wildcats to a 12-0 lead, and Homer Center's going to have to take a timeout due to some confusion. So we'll take one with them with 5:12 to play in the half on an RMC High School Sports Night. It's Marion Center 3 and the Homer Center Wildcats nothing on the Renda Media Football Network.
Luther Ford, one trusted name, 2 great locations. Right now at Luther Ford, order your new Ford and lock in 2.9% APR financing for 60 months, no matter when your new vehicle comes in. That's right, order your new vehicle now, and your interest rate is locked in even if rates go up. Just stop in today and drive away in your new vehicle from Luther Ford. Luther Ford, 2 great locations, Homer City and Evansburg. Click on lutherford.com.
Are you thinking about getting vaccinated? Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about the COVID-19 vaccine. The Health Initiative for Rural Pennsylvania would also like to remind you that COVID-19 vaccines are available for children as young as 6 months. Talk to your doctor, your child's pediatrician, or your pharmacist if you have questions. You can also learn more by visiting vaccines.gov. That's vaccines.gov. Message made possible by the Health Initiative for Rural Pennsylvania.
We have an I formation. What do you know? 3rd down and 7. And it's Bell at fullback and the give to Krajosic, and it doesn't work, does it? Tackle made by Marion Center's Drew Runk. And it will be 4th down, and the Wildcats will have to punt it away.
I think they should punt it away. That was designed to go left guard. He tried to kick it outside. That's where the strength of the defense is. You got to stay inside.
Krajosic will punt for a 24th time this season, averaging 30.7 per punt as the Wildcat offense continues to sputter. Standing at his own 40, long snapper Dan Jones. He's been pretty good this year. Good strong snap again, and Krajosic will punt it. High short kick. Stingers are going to allow it to bounce, and as luck would have it, it takes a Stinger bounce and is downed at about the 25-yard line. Punt covering about 27 yards.
Number 34, Braden Dunn.
So the Wildcats 3 and out. Fumble on the first play. Ward kind of bogged it down right away.
Yeah, they've been shooting themselves in the foot. I like that I formation thing, but you got to give it a chance. You can't run it just once and abandon it. So we'll see if they come back. They do receive the second half kickoff, so this would be a good place to get a stop.
Marion Center has not won here since 2006. Wildcats overall have won 10 games in a row over the Stingers. Many of them haven't been close. First and 10 from the 26, we'll call it. Bracken on an inside reverse again, and it's Runk hit by Bell, and then some help from Braden Dunn. And a short gain up to about the 29-yard line for 3 yards. Wildcat offense last week, Ward, in the first quarter, when they jumped out to that 12-0 lead over Cambria Heights, officially they outgained Heights 138-5 in the first quarter, and then the rest of the way they were outgained 303-35.
Yeah, they pretty much stymied them. I don't think they had but one drive in that first quarter at Cambria Heights. So Homer had 2 for scores, and we're driving for a third.
Now we have a whistle and a flag. I think delay of game on the Stingers. A shot clock, play clock. I wish there was a shot clock in high school basketball. No, it's a legal procedure.
That's a break. That's a break.
5-yard penalty. Bring up second.
Now, again, you got to find these backs. Whoever has the responsibility, the running backs, if it's the linebackers, whatever, they need to be there.
Riley Clevenger last week was in on 12 tackles. He was in on 12 against Portage. He and Mason Bell were outstanding last week. He's moved up the charts to 3rd overall on the team. Play action, they throw a little bubble screen to Cornetto, who's going to try to reverse and go to the far sideline and get to the corner, and the Wildcats don't allow it to happen. I think it was Casey Harper on the far side of the field that limited him, and he did.
Nice job on the penetration. Forced them wide, forced them to reverse, and just a great job of just covering any place that he could have run.
3rd down and 13.
Yeah, they're going to lose a yard. Dunn also in defensively. Exactly 3 minutes, clock stopped.
Big stop here for the Wildcats if they can make it.
So 3rd down and 12. Split backs and play action. Pump fake. Now he throws wide open. Cornetto at the 30 to the 35. First down to the 40 to the 41-yard line. Krajosic and Dunn on the tackle. And the Wildcats, let's face it, they were lucky earlier on the sack by Taglietti. Marion Center came right back to it, ran it this way, and Cornetto was just as open, if not more open.
Give them credit. They saw something the first time, they came back to it. Why wouldn't you? And then it's a shame. It's wide open again. I said you got to cover those backs, and they're not doing it.
16 yards. Quick stats brought to you by First Commonwealth Bank. Runk in motion, toss right to Runk, trying to get to the right side, to the right edge, and he has a few yards. On the tackle, it was Mason Bell.
On the stop for the
limits him to a short gain.
Gain of 3, 2nd down and 7.
Homer Center defensively, they have had so much trouble getting off the field on 3rd down and 3rd and behind the sticks sometimes.
Yeah, long distances. It's just a really a mystery to me is how they could be playing this poorly.
Plosnock, receiver to the left, play action pass again. Bracken, all kind of time this time, fires over the middle, and it's caught by Cornetto in traffic, and they call it a good grab. Good coverage by Casey Harper to tackle him. It'll set up 3rd down and short with 100 seconds left on the clock.
Big stop again. It seems like that's all we've had is big stops that not been made.
Marion Center a little bit confused. They're going to re-huddle.
They're probably throwing more than they really want to. I don't think they're going to throw here, Mark.
3rd down 3 from their own 48. Fumble, and it's recovered by Marion Center back at about the 45-yard line, and you think the Stingers will punt. The clock continues to roll. Homer Center does have 2 timeouts remaining. I'm a little bit surprised they haven't taken one. Marion Center, you'd think, going to punt. Why wouldn't you take a timeout here?
Well, I don't know. I think they're shell-shocked. I think that's exactly right. They just want to get into the locker room and regroup because I think stuff's happening. They're just not looking for it. Look out for the deep pass.
Wow, from the own 45, the Stingers line up to go for it or pull Homer Center offside. And that's what they're going to do, and there's a timeout with 27.4 seconds left in the half. Since 2009, IRMC at Chestnut Ridge in Blairsville has been there for you and your family. With convenient access, Urgent Care is open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. with seamless access to the main IRMC campus, IRMC in Indiana. Count on IRMC at Chestnut Ridge, Old Route 22 in Blairsville. Enough with the waiting game. Get in, get out, get better. A part of the IRMC family, better health, better life.
Parents of seniors.
Coming up at halftime, our ITT halftime report. We will have a radio replay as of now. A look at the stats, the out-of-town scoreboard, and get some commentary from WA on those scores that we
There's some interesting ones out there tonight.
Let's see if there's any updates. It's now 13-7 Cambria Heights over Penns Manor. All 21-7 updated. So Cambria Heights.
I'm surprised at that. I didn't think that was that good a football team.
I'm surprised too. Well, I thought they were a good football team. Unlike you, I guess, but I thought they were very good. I was really impressed with their line.
They did a good job defensively, but
Reckenbach to punt, nobody back for Homer Center, and it gets a big Marion Center roll down to the 7-yard line, where you have 18 seconds to pull out your flea flickers and all of your trick plays right now. A 38-yard punt and no return.
We're trying to execute the need and hope we can do that.
How about a double reverse with a pass and a lateral, then the hook and ladder, Ward?
Yeah. I'm all for it.
Now, I'll tell you what, with Cambria Heights, why I disagree with your comment on them not being a good football team. I think that when I rewatched the video on Sunday, their line play really impressed me. I thought they were – sometimes it's hard when you're calling the game. When you rewatch it and you're able to concentrate on different aspects. Their line was
I just didn't
impressive.
see anything that jumped other than Shockley there.
And Jared Lewis is an outstanding football coach. Two great staffs going at it tonight. And Riley does take the snap from center. And Ward, you got that right. You're outstanding with predicting what's going to happen. They did take a knee. And the Wildcats will try to regroup. They will get the second half kickoff, as Ward mentioned. So senior night festivities will take place down on the field. We'll try to have our videographer upstairs, Justly Sharp, maybe try to focus in on some of the seniors while we do our thing on radio and on video with recapping the first half and stats. We won't be able to give you the commentary of the senior night festivities, but we will try to allow you to see, if you're a Homer Center supporter, some of the seniors that will be recognized during our halftime show. We are at the half. Stay with us for our ITT halftime report. It is Marion Center 3 and the Homer Center Wildcats nothing. We'll get underway with our halftime show right after this on the Renda Media Football Network.
The Twin Cities Event Hall is the perfect place to host your next special occasion. The event hall, located on the grounds of the Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club, features an air-conditioned banquet room that comfortably seats 200, a beverage bar, a stage and refurbished hardwood dance floor, and a brand new kitchen that is caterer-friendly. The Twin Cities Event Hall is perfect for weddings, anniversary parties, or any occasion. The Twin Cities Event Hall is now accepting bookings, located off Route 119 in Grayston on Neal Road. Find them on Facebook or call 724-541-3683.
Hi, my name is London, and this is the bus that I take to school every day. We have a really fun bus driver, and guess what? Smith Bus Company is hiring new bus drivers.
That's right, London. Smith Bus Company is hiring positions for full and part-time drivers and driver's assistants. They provide transportation for 5 area school districts, and they're proud of the work they do. Apply now at smithbusco.com, an equal opportunity employer.
Luther Ford, one trusted name, 2 great locations. Right now at Luther Ford, order your new Ford and lock in 2.9% APR financing for 60 months, no matter when your new vehicle comes in. That's right. Order your new vehicle now, and your interest rate is locked in even if rates go up. Just stop in today and drive away in your new vehicle from Luther Ford. Luther Ford, 2 great locations, Homer City and Evansburg. Click on lutherford.com.
Back with you at Memorial Field. Welcome to our ITT halftime show with Homer Center trailing the Marion Center Stingers 3-0. Marion Center looking for their first win here since 2006. We'll recap the first half, and frankly not a lot to talk about as they have the senior night festivities going on down on the field, and we'll try to give you some pictures on the Renda Digital TV side of senior night.
Our next senior.
Well, Homer Center won the toss. They deferred, kicked off to Marion Center. Stingers were very effective drive, but they came away empty. 14 plays, 49 yards, and there was a bad snap on a quarterback keeper that still resulted in a first down, but they ended up stalling at the Wildcat 28-yard line, and the Wildcat defense did make a good stop after Marion Center chewed 7 minutes and a second off the clock.
But they got pretty confident after doing that, so they knew they could move the ball on the Wildcats, and later on they did just that.
Wildcats took over. They ran just 2 plays. On the second play, a Marion Center interception from Landon Cook set them up at their own 48-yard line. On first down, 51-yard pass to Liam Cornetto to the Homer Center 2. They then had a Cornetto touchdown wiped off the board on a holding, backed them up to the 14-yard line, couldn't overcome it. Fourth down and goal at the 3, they sent out the field goal team, and Braden Reckenbach kicked his second field goal of the season, a 21-yarder at the 157 mark. Those turned out to be the only points in the game. 3-0, 4-play, 48-yard field goal drive that took 2 minutes and 3 seconds. Cats got a good kickoff return from Michael Krajosik, 34 yards to Marion Center's 46. Riley Clevenger rushed for 12 yards to the 31, and then they lost 4 yards on a fumble. Braden Dunn recovered it, and they never recovered WA.
No, they just seem to be out of sync, Mark. They'd do some good things, and then they'd have a play like that where they fumbled or they miss a block or they got a penalty. They were just stalling themselves, so to speak. And I'll tell you, when we talk about time of possession, you'll see why that's so significant.
Marion Center in the second quarter started a drive at their own 20-yard line after that Mason Plosnock interception, the second of the first half for Marion Center. Got a 33-yard pass to Parker Black to Homer Center's 47, but on a 4th and 3 they went for it, and Vinny Taglietti sacked quarterback for Marion Center, Dakota Bracken, back at the 49-yard line. Wildcat offense just couldn't take advantage. They didn't ride the wave of momentum, did they?
No, and you would have thought this line would be able to get some gaps for Landon Hill. He's just been stymied. And, if he's getting stymied, Homer's not going anywhere, and that's what happened that first half.
3 and out for Homer Center, 27-yard Krajosik punt. Marion Center started at their own 26-yard line. 3rd and 13, they had a 16-yard pass from Bracken to Cornetto, took the football to the 41-yard line, but they ended up being forced to punt, and the Wildcats took a knee, and that's where we're at in a rapidly paced first half. Our ITT halftime report will take a look at the stats when we return. It's Marion Center 3 and the Homer Center Wildcats nothing. You're listening and watching on WCCS AM 1160 and 101.1 FM, presented by IRMC and Indiana Total Therapy and Renda Digital TV, as always powered by the Greyston Coral Sportsman's Club. Ward will take a look at the stats as compiled by our own Jerry Rossi when we return on the Renda Media Football Network.
I liked the one with the stained glass ship in the front door. You liked the one with the 2-car garage. But then we found it, the one. It had a porch swing, a yard for our dog, a room for your office. Sure, it was 95 years old, but when we met with Amy at S&T Bank, she mentioned they had been around for over 115 years, and that made me feel better. Because even if we won't be here in 115 years, maybe our grandkids will be.
I'm Shannon Lipniskus. Hutton Blues Insurance of Indiana is proud to support high school football.
I'm Jay Blues. You can't beat football season, and when it comes to your insurance needs, you won't beat the service we provide at Hutton Blues Insurance.
Our family business has served Indiana and the surrounding counties for more than 3 decades.
Once you do business with Hutton Blues Insurance, we'll make you a customer for life.
So best of luck, area teams, from your friends at Hutton Blues Insurance in Indiana.
The Indiana County Technology Center is now accepting enrollment in our adult education programs. The ICTC's adult education programs offer in-demand post-secondary programs tailored to empower student success. From cosmetology to welding and practical nursing, the ICTC has a program for everyone. Indiana County Technology Center, empowering tomorrow's workforce.
At IRMC, we have all of the necessary pieces in place to perform complex operations, including highly skilled and specially trained surgeons, their support team of experts, and advanced technology like the Da Vinci robotic surgical system. As a result, patients spend less time in the hospital, recover faster, and get treated close to home. So there's no reason to puzzle over where you should get your surgical care. The answer is right here at IRMC.
You won this year's chili cook-off. Our girls played in the softball finals last spring. You're not just another policyholder to us. We remember your name. Hi, Cheryl.
He remembered my name.
Because it's your name. That's simple human sense. Jeff, Mary, Dan, Sarah.
Recently voted Best Landscaping Company in Indiana County, Johnston Nursery Landscaping has been serving the area since 2002 in all phases of landscaping. J&L's primary focus is year-round property maintenance, driveway seal coating, excavation, and wholesale.
Homer Center and Ward, some steady viewers of ours down in Fort Lauderdale. These guys get around Florida, don't they? And Mark and Coach Hilliard, Gary and I, that being Tim Leasock and Gary Leasock, watching the game as they also watch St. Thomas Aquinas High School. They're following those private schools. They're probably loaded, that team. But they still have to watch Homer. Hey, Gary and Tim, hello. And I'm sure it's warmer down there, although it's beautiful here tonight. We appreciate your support as we do all of our viewers and listeners on WCCS. Ward Senior Night festivities going on the digital side, on video stream. Justly Sharp just scanning all of the seniors. You know, this years go by, don't they?
It's hard to believe that, it's hard to believe that this is the last home game, regardless of the outcome of this game that we played here. So the Cats are, they got their back against the wall, but it's nice for these kids to get out one final time. That's
3-0 Marion Center. What about the stats?
Oh, boy, ugly. For the Marion Center, Cornetto with 9 carries, 22 yards. Alex Stewart had 5 for 9. Bracken, the quarterback, 2 -7. Of course, the sack was involved with that. And then Drew Runk had 5 for 16. Total of 21 rushing attempts for 37 yards. Passing-wise, 6 of 8. Very good for Bracken. 126 yards. So they had a total of 29 offensive plays, 163 yards. For the Wildcats, boy, you're not going to hear this too often. Landon Hill, 3 carries, 4 yards. Clevenger, 3 carries, 19 yards. Kajosik, 2 carries, 9 yards. 8 rushes, 30 yards for Homer Center's rushing game. Through the air, 2 of 4 for Clevenger. 2 of those, 2 interceptions in there. 11 yards on that. Homer had 12 offensive plays, 41 yards. You're not going to win too many games with that kind of production. And I'm sure they're discussing that right now below us.
You said time of possession, too, was striking?
Oh, yes, I did, and thank you for mentioning that. Marion Center possessed the ball for 17 minutes and 40 seconds. which left Homer Center 6 minutes and 20 seconds.
That's not too good, is it?
That's extremely lopsided.
Pretty good if you.
I don't know when.
I'm
sorry, Jerry. I gave away your stats there. He's going to crack me there.
All right. When we come back on our ITT halftime report, we'll play our annual Give a Score, Get a Reaction from WA game. That is one of the most anticipated features of our halftime show. Actually, I don't get any text.
Kind of show we got that tells you that right there.
It's Marion Center 3 and the Homer Center Wildcats nothing in our ITT Indiana Total Therapy halftime show continues with a trip around the Heritage Conference when we return on the Renda Media Football Network.
Recently voted Best Landscaping Company in Indiana County, Johnston Nursery Landscaping has been serving the area since 2002 in all phases of landscaping. J&L's primary focus is year-round property maintenance, driveway seal coating, excavation, and wholesale and retail Christmas tree sales. Let J&L take away the hassle of fall leaf cleanup and also help with those fall landscaping projects. It's a great time of year to work on those beautiful home projects. Check them out on Facebook, Johnston Nursery Landscaping.
At Diamond Medical Supply, we're always on your team. No matter your sport, you can count on our support. With braces, bandages, BioFreeze, and so much more, all to keep you in the game. We're a winning care solution, no matter what you play. Diamond Medical Supply, keeping you healthy this season because we care about care.
Find your smile again with Evolutions 2 in downtown Indiana, offering hair alternatives and solutions for any lifestyle and need. Build your confidence with a personalized one-on-one consultation with experienced stylist Lisa Hunter and take the steps to regain your life with one of Evolution 2's many hair solutions available. There is a fit for everyone, from adults to children. So call or find Evolutions 2 on Facebook. Evolutions 2 in downtown Indiana. Find your smile again.
Dan in a van hasn't returned your call? Chuck in a truck can't get there for 2 months? Stop dealing with fly-by-nighters and call a company that's fully capable for all your plumbing and heating needs. Joyce Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Incorporated. Joyce Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Incorporated is on call 24/7, 365 days a year. Visit us at joyceplumbing.com. That's joyceplumbing.com. Joyce Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Incorporated, the best place in town to take a leak. PA 042115.
The Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club is making a splash, continuing to grow its membership. The Sportsman's Club features a fishing pond that is well stocked. Inside the club, members can enjoy a game of pool, or how about shuffleboard? What's your favorite team, including the Wildcats and more? The Grayston Coral Sportsman's also has a shooting range and takes pride hosting kid-friendly events. And be sure to check out the nearby Twin Cities Event Hall for your next special occasion. Proud to sponsor the Wildcats, the Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club, located off Route 119 on Neal Road in Grayston.
To our ITT halftime show, the Homer Center Marching Band performing. I want to tell you that our presenting sponsor on our video stream, the Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club, they have their big Halloween dance coming up. And if you're watching, you see the scroll at the bottom of your screen at the Twin Cities Event Hall, which is open to the public, that dance, on Saturday, October 22nd, next Saturday. Doors will open at 6. DJ will start at 8. Grayston Sportsman's Halloween dance at the Twin Cities Event Hall. I was inside that remodeled hall, and very, very nicely done. And it is great for any kind of event you might be planning, whether it's a wedding reception, a reunion, birthday party, special meeting. That's the Twin Cities Event Hall. Just take the first exit. Take the bypass around the city, and you'll get down over the hill quicker to the Twin Cities Event Hall.
The four lane.
Don't take the inner city exit.
All seriousness, that's great to know, Mark, because with the Rustic Lodge closing, there are not going to be too many venues that can have large events like that. So that's good to hear.
Keep them in mind down there. Hey, Ward, I wanted to get you down on those teeter-totter thingies if you're watching it. But before we get to the out-of-town scoreboard and your commentary, let's just pick up a little bit of the Homer Center Junior Senior Marching Band under the direction of John Stolars.
They are good.
Center junior, senior high school marching band, giving them a little bit of time. They deserve it on our halftime show. Time to go around the Heritage Conference with some scores and get your comments. Our statistician does a great job, Jerry Rossai. Of course, we provide him with the limo ride and First Commonwealth with all the clothing and all. So he gets treated pretty good, better than us. We have to cram 3, 4, sometimes 4 in a vehicle. Jerry gets his own transportation. And score, is that on the sheet, Jerry? Oh, you want to update it, and then I'll take it back. And just as Jerry, before he gives me the out-of-town scoreboard sheet back, we want to thank John Smathers, our digital manager at Renda Media, and our video producer all season long, and our radio producer, Michael Burdick. They both do great work behind the scenes. Our spotter in the booth, Dennis Mester. It's a real team effort to make this all happen and coordinate it all between the radio and the video, and we appreciate everybody, don't we?
Oh, absolutely. You couldn't do it. This is an amazing. This is amazing, the stuff that's going on here.
Ward, let's go out of town scoreboard in the Heritage
this.
Conference first. I'll give you the score. You give me the comment.
Okay.
Ready to fly?
Yes, sir.
Now that you've bashed Cambria Heights.
I didn't bash them. I just gave them my opinion. I didn't think they were that good. They were a good team, but I didn't think they were a dominating team.
All right, here we go. Northern Cambria, these are all halftime, Jerry? Okay, Northern Cambria 13, winless River Valley 7.
Yeah, that's a good effort by River Valley. They've been trying to find an answer. They've been offensively inept most of the season, and they're fighting hard against a good Northern Cambria team.
Purchase Line Red Dragons, United Valley Lions, deadlocked 7 apiece.
That's interesting, especially good news for the Wildcats that the United Valley's given the Dragons a battle. Homer has to go out there next week.
Next week it is. All right, ready for this one?
Yes.
Portage 35, West Shamokin 13.
Ouch. That's impressive. Portage got it turned around.
They're getting better.
West Shamokin's biggest problem is their defense. Obviously, Homer scored 50, still lost the game, but they got to get their defense working.
Penns Manor trailing Cambria Heights 21-14.
Well, Comet's coming back a little bit now. They were down by 2 scores. They just got one there, so that's good. Still anybody's game.
All right, that's a trip around the Heritage Conference. WPIAL, only Whitfield team in the area, of course, Indiana. Halftime, 35-0 Hampton over Indiana.
Oh, boy. Hampton's pretty good, but I don't know if they're that good. Indiana just struggling.
I think Indiana without their quarterback again, too.
Yeah, that's another thing.
That's a familiar theme around the area, isn't it?
Somebody else has that problem.
All right, Moshannon Valley and Bellwood Annis. Mo Valley 7. They're currently tied for 8th spot in District 6 Class A.
Let's go Cats.
Bellwood Annis 6, 7-6 Mo Valley.
And you know, Bellwood's typically a strong program, so that's impressive. Mo Valley is hanging and actually leading that ball game.
Another one, Mount Union 7, West Branch 0. West Branch right below Homer Center in the standings.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be a real threat to get into the playoffs.
Undefeated Northern Bedford, 28-0 over Glendale. Glendale tied for 8th in District 6 Class A.
They've got a major problem trying to beat Northern Bedford. Maybe the class of the group.
Northern Bedford ineligible for the Appalachian Bowl, even if they go undefeated. That'll either be Penns Manor or Cambria Heights.
But they will play a crossover game, is that correct?
I would think that they would play against either Penns Manor or Cambria Heights, depending on who wins that game tonight. That's my projection.
Yes.
I had Penns Manor winning in my projection, so we'll see what happens in the second half out at Pat Corrigan Field. And Winburn, some more help for Homer Center, 42-7 over Juniata Valley. Juniata Valley in 4th place in District 6
they were
Class
playing
A.
very well. I thought, boy, they're going to be a problem again, but nice job. Winburn's just powerful and took it to them. Huh?
All right, Jerry Rossai, thank you for all of those scores. The second half kickoff is right around the corner. That's our ITT halftime report. Homer Center will get the ball to start the second half. They trail Marion Center. The Stingers have not won here since 2006. Homer Center has defeated Marion Center 10 games in a row. Will those streaks end tonight? We'll find out in 24 minutes of action. Right now, it's Marion Center 3, Homer Center nothing on the Renda Media Football Network.
Are you thinking about getting vaccinated? Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about the COVID-19 vaccine. The Health Initiative for Rural Pennsylvania would also like to remind you that COVID-19 vaccines are available for children as young as 6 months. Talk to your doctor, your child's pediatrician, or your pharmacist if you have questions. You can also learn more by visiting vaccines.gov. That's vaccines.gov. Message made possible by the Health Initiative for Rural Pennsylvania.
Looking for one of the coolest new products in the market, or maybe looking for that unique Christmas present? Psst, it will cure your pain at the pump.
SeaWorld Satellites is now offering the Go Express e-bike, made for the urban commuter and weekend adventurer, combining city cruising and all-terrain riding. From pavement to hills, streets to sand, take your Go Express bike to your next meeting or exploration. This e-bike can run up to 18 miles in electric mode. To look at or take a test ride, come to SeaWorld Satellites on Wayne Avenue in Indiana.
Luther Ford, one trusted name, two great locations. Right now at Luther Ford, order your new Ford and lock in 2.9% APR financing for 60 months, no matter when your new vehicle comes in. That's right, order your new vehicle now and your interest rate is locked in even if rates go up. Just stop in today and drive away in your new vehicle from Luther Ford. Luther Ford, two great locations, Homer City and Evansburg. Click on lutherford.com.
At IRMC, we have all of the necessary pieces in place to perform complex operations, including highly skilled and specially trained surgeons, their support team of experts, and advanced technology like the Da Vinci robotic surgical system. As a result, patients spend less time in the hospital, recover faster, and get treated close to home. So there's no reason to puzzle over where you should get your surgical care. The answer is right here at IRMC.
With you at Memorial Field Senior Night, 3-0 Marion Center as we get set for the second half of action. Ward, you mentioned 12 plays, 41 yards for Homer Center. Landon Hill, one of the conference's top rushers. We look on our digital video stream side of the top 10 rushers in the Heritage Conference, and we'll tell everybody Lou Schwartz came into tonight's action leading the conference with 903 yards rushing and 11 touchdowns. Max Hill behind him at 893. Landon Hill 852 in third place. Ty Stockley fourth. Tanner Tribus fifth. Isaac Jubina from Portage, and then Justin Marshall, Ashton Corvina, and then Marion Center's Liam Cornetto and Alex Stewart, 9th and 10th. Landon Hill in that third spot only added 4 yards to his total in that first half. You see three quarterbacks there, though, that absolutely tortured Homer Center.
Sure
Schwartz,
did.
Hill, and Stockley.
Hey, Mark, before I forget, I want to pass my condolences on to Robbie Nymeek and his family on the passing of his father. I'm sorry I almost forgot that, but I wanted to say that before we.
Yeah, I'm glad you reminded everybody, and myself included. I texted Rob a couple of times the other night. Mickey and Helen, great people. Sorry to lose Mickey.
Yeah.
Rickenbach's kick is going to be knocked down by Braden Dunn at about the 12, and he's going to spin off a tackle of Liam Cornetto, and then is finally finished off on the kick coverage team by Austin Saxfield of the Marion Center Stingers. So the Wildcats 8 ticks into this third quarter will start at their own 21, pinned rather deep, Ward.
Yeah, if they get another kickoff, Braden might be well advised to sneak up to about the 10-yard line. He was a little too deep. He had to run up on it, had to short hop it. That killed it.
Let's see what this Wildcat offense can do here. Ward, I'll give you a stat about Homer Center's offense that, used to be grinded out, right? Methodical drives, even the state championship year. Offset eye, and Clevenger hands it to Hill. Hill tripped up from behind, if not for the efforts of Parker Black defensively. The right tackle, left tackle, that's going to go for even more, but it only goes for 3 yards to the 24-yard line. All of these stats, a methodical drive, which is a drive of 10-plus plays. You know how many Homer Centers had this year?
About 3?
4.
Well,
4 drives
close.
of 10 plays or more. That's it. Give to Hill again. Cut back to the 30-yard line goes Landon. So 2 plays, 9 yards, sets up 3rd down and a yard for Homer Center. And Ward, you talked about it earlier with our spotter, Dennis Mester. Go back to the I formation, maybe power I, and stick with it and see what happens.
You get a lead block for Landon for one thing, and then you also have a couple other options. And, Krajosik can run the ball.
Mason Bell, the fullback, they hand it to Landon, 1st down and more to the 35 to the 37-yard line. And that's the Wildcat offense. That's how you get methodical drives, with a little bit of ground and pound. Liam Cornetto on the tackle for the Marion Center Stingers, but a new set of downs just over the 37-yard line.
Do you think they challenged the offensive line in that locker room?
Again, a little bit of an offset eye. Give to Hill again, and Hill dragged down from behind. Somebody's not blocking number 24, Parker Black, because he came clean again and licked somebody. We'll see if we get a replay. Where is Black? I think he's right here as we look on the replay monitor, and he just beat the left guard, whoever that was from Homer Center, cleanly.
You stop him. Like you said, both times there's been huge gaps there if he gets into that secondary.
I formation again, 2nd down, almost 10. Riley Clevenger hands it off to Hill, and that way time he runs into a brick wall. Again, Parker Black and Isaac Besa, a sophomore. Look at these 2 guys, 3 down linemen, and they really whipped the left side of that offensive line. Not a good job at all.
No, they're not even blocking the front people. You'd think those are blitzers. They're just coming in.
So, 3rd down and about 12 to go now.
If you saw that, Mark, it was 3 down, 5 behind. There's 8 people in that box. There's got to be a way you can beat that.
They have an H-back lined up now for Homer Center from the shotgun. It's Clevenger, and it's a play-action pass. Going to throw deep down the seam for Krajosik, and it's almost intercepted by Dakota Bracken. And the Wildcats, after a promising start, will have to punt it away.
Number 6, Dakota Bracken.
Yeah, I think Riley's trying to throw to the receiver. He needs to lead him. Just throw it down there and make Krajosik run under it. The defense is doing a nice job of just being behind him and going up, and they almost had another pick there.
Josh Voluchik sneaks in as a right guard. Long snapper Dan Jones. Krajosik, the punter, stands at his own 24. Snap is good. Pressure coming up the middle, but he gets it away. Line drive kick, and Cornetto lets it bounce. Now picks it up on a hop and slips down. And he's touched down on the kick coverage team by Will Jones. And with 9:17 to play in the 3rd, Marion Center's first possession after a 39-yard punt.
Hey folks, it's that time for the 50-50 drawing. It's a red ticket for the 50-50.
And the Wildcat defense is just going to have to find a way to hang in there if you're a Homer Center supporter, and keep the team in the game and hope that somebody can make a splash play offensively.
That's what it's boiling down to, isn't it? They're going to have to get out of character a little bit. Now, they did come out a bit of an eye, but they've got to find a way to block Black. He's coming right up the middle every time.
This Marion Center, the defense, they have allowed 29.4 points a game, 198 yards rushing, but not tonight. They look like the steel curtain. And the give, and with the football, I think that's Drew Runk on the carry, and it is. And he cuts it up over the 30 to about the 31 for about 6 or 7 yards. Riley Clevenger on the tackle for the Homer Center Wildcats.
Not good news for the defense, giving up 7 on the 1st down.
Marion Center's offense, only 14.4 points a game, 174 yards rushing, 99 passing, 7th best mark in the Heritage Conference. 2nd down and 3 for the Stingers under the direction of Dakota Bracken, who took over a couple of weeks ago, and he's done a fine job. And hands it off, and defensively for Homer Center, up near the lead chain and a 1st down, it's Cornetto on the carry, and I think Romy Dokos on that tackle. It was, says our spotter, Denny Mester. And it's going to be, I think, just a little bit shy of that lead chain. Officials have done a good job tonight. Lou Idzotic, the referee.
Yeah, hadn't been too many penalties, nor should there have been.
Parker Black, a receiver. Actually, that's not Black. It's Mason Plosnock to the left boundary. He checks his wristband for the play. But, Mason, I hate to tell you, you're probably not involved. 3rd down and less than a yard. Cornetto in motion out of the backfield. realigns as a slot right. And Bracken, quarterback keeper, and forward progress will give them a first down to the 35 as they really took that play clock down to triple zeros. Gene Raymond, I think, questioning the back judge here. But no flag, no harm, no foul. First down, new set of downs for Marion Center, leading 3-0 with 7:45 left in the third quarter.
You want to keep them bottled up if you're the Wildcats. You're having a hard enough time moving the ball, so you don't want to give them more field position. This is exactly what Adam Rising wants.
First down and 10, Stingers at their own 35, leading 3-zip. Drew Runk on the jet motion takes the handoff, and Drew Runk is going to be stopped and thrown down. They tried ripping the ball out of his hands. Mason Bell did. I think Krajosic also up, and no gain on that play. Might even lose a little bit. They put it down right near the line of scrimmage, so call it second down and 10. 5 minutes into this third quarter. 7 minutes remaining. Next week, Homer Center at Purchase Line. Homer Center has not been under 500 7 weeks into a season in 11 years. They're 3-4. I'd say the quarterback position's pretty important.
Sure is.
There's a fumble, and Bracken, I think, picks it up. He does. He tries running, and he's tackled by Bell. If we get a replay, I think he was not expecting the snap board. He's not even just getting under center.
No, he wasn't looking for it at all.
We have the benefit of our replay monitor in the booth, and the replay provided by our producer, John Smathers. So here we go again, Ward. Third down and about 15, and the Stingers have had some good results with flare passes out in the flats. Let's see what they do here. They send trips overloading the left. Sidecar to the right is Stewart. Deep drop, they look to set up a screen, and they do, and it's not going to work. As Parker Black, I think, on the receiving end, we'll see when they unpile, but the Wildcats diagnose that magnificently. Landon Hill, Vinny Taglietti, and Bentz. It was Parker Black, and they're going to lose a yard back to the 30, and the Wildcats do force a punt.
Loss of a yard, 4th and 6.
I'm trying to see who made that initial hit. I see Bentz was in on that. I'm not sure who's on the bottom. But nevertheless, it's a big stop.
Let's see if the Wildcats maybe bring pressure, try to make something happen that way. Back deep, Krajosic and Dunn. Reckenbach gets a good snap. It's a line drive kick, and it's taken by Dunn on the run at the 45 to the 50 and to the Marion Center 45, tackled by Parker Black in front of the Marion Center bench. But the Wildcats will be in business when we come back after the media timeout with 5:07 remaining in the third quarter. Score continues to be Marion Center 3 and the Homer Center Wildcats nothing on the Renda Media Football Network.
Every year, we go on a search for great snacks or treats. Children enjoy more than just candy on Halloween. The best sources of calcium are milk, yogurt, and cheese. Kids like us love string cheese because it's tasty and fun to pull, twist, and eat. And parents love string cheese because it's rich in calcium, whatever that is. So give us kids the fun and goodness we are looking for. Make it a very dairy Halloween. A message from Allied Milk Producers.
Luxembourg's Jewelers, a proud supporter of all the area athletes, would like to wish the best of luck to all the Heritage Conference schools and, of course, the Indiana Little Indians this season. With 2 convenient locations, Luxembourg's Jewelers is the winning choice for gifts of any occasion. Show your school pride with gifts ranging from beautifully logoed coffee mugs, keychains, money clips, water bottles, and more. From the Indiana Mall to downtown Indiana, Hip, Jeff, and the Luxembourg's team wishes everyone an MVP season. Luxembourg's Jewelers is Indiana's jeweler.
Center starting a drive at the Marion Center 46. There's an out pattern, little curl to Krajosic, short gain, but the kind of thing Homer Center needs to do to maybe soften the belly of this defense. Picks up only 2 or 3 yards to the 43-yard line of Marion Center as Krajosic hauled that in. Good ball by Riley. And coming up to make that tackle was Dakota Bracken.
It's a little longer pass than you really wanted to have to throw out there. Gave the defender a chance to react.
Stinger defense, they've allowed 301 yards a game, but not tonight. Give to Hill. Hill trying to bounce outside. He just couldn't do it. Marion Center shut that down, and it was Liam Cornetto limiting him to about a 2-yard gain to the 41. Wildcats, where you're only going to get so many opportunities in your opponent's territory, I think they have to go 4-down territory here,
I think
barring
so
a
too.
big mistake here.
They need to do a better job of blocking here, getting some holes opened up. This is the defense that's given up a lot of points.
They're playing without, we haven't really talked about it, Aiden Bakina out with an injury, going to be out at least a couple of weeks, if not longer. Riley Clevenger to pass, throws it, and not on the same page. Riley and Krajosik, he was open, but the ball thrown a little prematurely. Again, not to beat a dead horse, but Riley Clevenger put in a tough situation here, and he's doing the best he can.
Throwing the ball well. That was an out pass, and he turned in, so that was doomed.
So Greg Page, Wildcat head coach, going to go for it. 4th down, about 6 to go from the Stinger 42 with 3:46 remaining in the third. 3-0 Marion Center. Motion man is done. They fake the jet, and Riley's going to keep it. And Riley has a first down, and he breaks a tackle. Determined running for Clevenger inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. Riley Clevenger, outstanding run for Homer Center. From the 42 to the 24.
Sheer will.
That was sure will indeed by Riley.
He wants to turn this thing around and try to do it himself that time. Nice job by Riley Clevenger.
4th and 6, he gains 18. From the Marion Center 24-yard line. They fake it to Hill. Riley gets a nice block, zigs and zags to the 20 and to the 16-yard line. We'll see where they spot it, as it was partially out of my view, leaning out of our S&T Bank broadcast window, that the Wildcats are in the red zone. Jason McClelland on the tackle for the Marion Center Stingers.
It's Mason Bell out there on that block. He's doing a nice job.
Football marked at the Stingers 16, 7 yards for Riley. Riley, I think, is just saying, hey, I'm going to take things into my own hands here.
He's doing it, too.
Showing great senior leadership right now, and he hands it off to Landon Hill. Landon has a first down to about the Stinger 11. And the Wildcats, with 2:37 left in the third quarter, are driving after the defense set it up with a short field after the punt. The drive starting at the Stinger 46-yard line.
You can still get a first down without scoring, so that's the good news.
Ball at the 11. Sidecar left of Riley's Landon Hill. Dubs to the left. And it's going to be Riley keeping it, and Riley tripped up. Just getting a piece of him was Liam Cornetto, but he gains 5 yards down to the 6-yard line.
That's a first down win. Gives you 3 plays to get 5 yards. That line ought to be able to do that.
Riley Clevenger does not have a touchdown this year. It sure would be appropriate with the way he's led the team if he can punch it in here, if you're a Homer Center fan. Sidecar to the left is Landon Hill again. Riley takes the direct snap from Succiarelli. He is going to keep it, and he does punch it in. Touchdown, Riley Clevenger. What a drive led by the senior and Homer Center. They drive 46 yards. Clevenger doing the heavy lifting, and it's 6-3 Wildcats. Superb.
You could just see it, but then in his body language, I want the ball, I'm going to score, I'm tired of this. Let's see if they can convert this. This is a big point here.
Out of the hold of Riley Clevenger, who will catch his breath. Long snapper Dan Jones, kicker Michael Krajosik. They have the whole band back together in that regard, and it's a good snap, and the kick is up. It's wide left. He missed it. They'd been operating with backups even in the special teams kicking game. But the Wildcats do have the lead. It's Wildcats 6, Stingers 3 with 1:43 left in the third quarter on an Indiana Regional Medical Center High School Sports Night on WCCS, Renda Digital TV, presented by the Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club. 6-3 Wildcats on the Renda Media Football Network.
Find your smile again with Evolutions 2 in downtown Indiana, offering hair alternatives and solutions for any lifestyle and need. Build your confidence with a personalized one-on-one consultation with experienced stylist Lisa Hunter, and take the steps to regain your life with one of Evolution 2's many hair solutions available. There is a fit for everyone, from adults to children. So call or find Evolutions 2 on Facebook. Evolutions 2 in downtown Indiana. Find your smile again.
The Twins
here in the third quarter. Now 6-3 Homer Center. Jerry, how many yards for Riley on that drive?
Getting it right here, Mort.
37 yards.
Very. You can just read the determination. And I've talked to that kid before. He's a free spirit, but he's fun to be around, and he plays for all the right reasons. He loves it. Let's see what
8
the
plays,
Wildcats can
46 yards, took 6:18. Bell's end-over-end kick going to be taken by Cornetto at the 20. Up the center of the field, has a burst to the 30 to the 35, where he's tackled by Mason Bell. The kick coverage for Homer Center has been improved markedly since the coaching staff put a lot of veterans on it.
Yeah, it has, and it had to. They were giving up chunks of yardage on kickoffs.
So Clevenger, 5 rushes, 37 yards on that drive. Stingers with 1:38, now trailing 6-3. Start at their own 36-yard line. Drive summary brought to you by Luther Ford Lincoln. Dakota Bracken hands it off, and Cornetto trying to bounce it outside, and Braden Dunn, as flags fly,
Cornetto on the carry.
has Cornetto, and we have a hold, I think, on the Marion Center Stingers.
Can't imagine it being anything else where those flags are, and that's what it is.
Lou Idzotic, veteran referee. I really like Lou. He's a lot of fun. He always goes over rule changes. I ask him about, sometimes there's confusion word on those horse collar tackles.
Yeah.
And he gave me an easy way to remember it tonight. He said nameplate and above, it's going to be horse collar, even with the jersey, backwards or sideways. Below the nameplate, no, on a jersey tackle.
Well, that's good to know. When you get down there and make some of those calls,
let me demonstrate. Can we get the camera on Ward? Back to the 26-yard line, first down and 20. Dakota Bracken, play action pass, looking, good protection, fires over the middle, too tall for the intended receiver, Mason Plosnock, and it'll be second down and long.
The whole complexion of this changes now because Marion Center had a lead, and they were playing pretty cautiously. They slipped that pass out. Now Homer knows that they're going to need to try to catch up, and they may need to throw, especially when you got 20 yards to pick up.
Entering the game, Dakota Bracken, 16 of 28. Keep in mind he just took over a couple of games ago for 198. And he had a good first half. I think you said 6 of 8. Second down and 20. Sidecar to the left to Stewart, and Bracken going to pass again. Pressure coming up the middle from Hill. He floats it out there, and it's deflected away by Braden Dunn, incomplete. Good thing Braden turned around, or that would have been pass interference.
Defended by Braden.
It might have been caught, too, had he not turned around.
Homer Center's pass defense dead last in the Heritage Conference. Not a good combination when your passing offense is dead last and your passing defense is dead last.
There isn't. Nice job by Dunn that time, staying with them.
Wildcats have allowed 129 yards passing a game.
Please report to the back gate.
Third down and 20.
Thank you.
Ward, the one thing you don't want to do is allow somebody to get behind you in this situation.
And you got to look for screens here. I thought that was a screen there, but they
Clock stopped, and now we have a Marion Center timeout. A lot can happen to kids after hours and not just on the gridiron. Fevers, falls, bumps, and bruises. If your child or teen needs care and your doctor's office is closed, IRMC at Chestnut Ridge is open weekdays and weekends from 8 to 8. Since 2009, IRMC at Chestnut Ridge, Old Route 22 in Blairsville. Get in, get out, get better. Part of the IRMC family. IRMC at Chestnut Ridge. Updated score, 21 apiece, Cambria Heights and Penns Manor. The Comets, undefeated, have come charging back.
It's on their field, and they're starting to go. You know, the only concern, I heard Max Hill had gimpy ankles, so that could have affected some of the play, but right now it's even Steven.
So the Stingers want to talk about this situation.
It's a big stop for Homer Center. They get some decent field position too, Mark, and then they can get that second score. You got to feel a lot better about things.
Cambria Heights and Penns Manor, they're going to take it down to the wire.
That game was supposed to be like that.
Jared Lewis, outstanding coach. You know, Jared Lewis, I say this respectfully, a real glutton. He coached the Cambria Heights head coach, not assistant, head coach of the 3rd and 4th grade midget team to a championship last week. They beat Indiana.
Was he down there? I was down there.
No, he wasn't just down there. He's the head coach. So he coaches the varsity, and
then he coaches the midget program.
Yeah, what's wrong with Coach Page? What a slacker.
How he has so much. Yeah, I don't know how he has the time to do that, but God bless him.
Their junior high team beat Homer Center last night. It was tight at halftime, but like 26-22. Actually, Homer Center might even been winning, and it ended up 48-26 or something along those lines.
Big play here.
3rd down and 20 from their own 26, 1:19 remaining in the third. There's a bubble screen, and they drop the football. That could be a lateral. They dive for it. Now Marion Center gets it back. Riley Clevenger almost picked it up. If he does, he might have a touchdown. It's going to be a loss. Let's get a replay. He stands at the 22.
Yeah, he backed up.
That was close. Yeah, boy, if Riley picks that up, that's 6 points, I think. I did not see an incomplete signal from the official.
Well, he stepped back 2 steps, so that means it was probably behind the quarterback.
Big situation here out of punt formation. Braden Reckenbach, a lot of pressure on snapper Isaac Besa.
Deep people need to catch the ball.
And they get the kick away, and it bounces into the Marion Center bench. And now there's a little infraction going on and double flags.
Out of bounds. Flags.
Casey Harper across the way. And this will be a shame if it's only on Homer Center. This might be one of those situations where, from the looks of it, we're a long way away from it, so we're not hearing anything. It might be offsetting penalties and personal fouls both ways, and they'll just call it a wash. But we'll see. Lou Idzotic conferring with one of the officials over there, and they're saying maybe on Marion Center, Homer Center's reaction with 38 seconds left here in the third quarter. We'll be at Purchase Line next week. Line of scrimmage would be about the 50, I think. 24-yard punt.
It's
penalty.
Terrific field position for the Wildcats if, in fact, they get the ball there.
Long conference are. Thank you, Justly Sharp. She has, on the video side, the referees zoomed in. Lou Idzotic, the white hat, and talking to 2 of the other officials. Long discussion. And here comes Lou Idzotic, I think, will give us the signal. Justly, just keep it on the white hat, and we're going to get it. Justly Sharp, outstanding athlete at Homer Center. And we really enjoy having her work with us, Ward. It's great experience, hands-on experience.
Oh, my, yes.
Chris Garetano, public address announcer, does a great job with the comm media department. Here we go, Lou Idzotic. Let's see what he says. First of all, blocking the back Homer Center, and then offsetting. Looked like you said holding Marion Center, but
I'm not sure. That didn't look like the same signal. But either way,
well, it's at the 46 for Homer Center.
He's going to come and tell Coach Page.
So, Ward, for the third time in this game, Homer Center is going to start a drive at the Stinger 46. The last one worked out pretty well thanks to Riley Clevenger. Greg Page, as we look at our monitor in the booth, discussing it with Lou.
Yeah, he's not happy with the decision. He thought the penalty should have been on Marion Center. I think they initiated whatever the contact was over there. We didn't get a good look at it.
I saw Harper and whoever the Marion Center player, in fairness to Marion Center, they were both kind of going at it.
Yeah.
So I thought it was going to be maybe offsetting, but I didn't know about the block in the back and the hold and all of that.
This is Wildcat again.
And it's Krajosic with Landon Hill leading the way. And Krajosic met and dropped by the Stingers' Drew Runk. Dennis Mester, our spotter, saying he had an opportunity to cut it up board. Let's see on our replay monitor. Landon couldn't find anybody to block, and Drew Runk, nobody blocked him. No gain on the play as the quarter comes to an end. Third quarter in the books here at Memorial Field. The only points belonging to Homer Center. A drive led by emergency quarterback Riley Clevenger, who scored from 6 yards out. Indiana Regional Medical Center High School Sports Night coverage from Memorial Field continues with the score: Homer Center 6, Marion Center 3. 12 big minutes remaining right here on the Renda Media Football Network.
The Twin Cities Event Hall is the perfect place to host your next special occasion. The event hall, located on the grounds of the Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club, features an air-conditioned banquet room that comfortably seats 200, a beverage bar, a stage and refurbished hardwood dance floor, and a brand new kitchen that is caterer-friendly. The Twin Cities Event Hall is perfect for weddings, anniversary parties, or any occasion. The Twin Cities Event Hall is now accepting bookings, located off Route 119 in Grayston on Neal Road. Find them on Facebook or call 724-541-3683.
Luxembourg's Jewelers, a proud supporter of all the area athletes, would like to wish the best of luck to all the Heritage Conference schools and, of course, the Indiana Little Indians this season. With 2 convenient locations, Luxembourg's Jewelers is the winning choice for gifts of any occasion. Show your school pride with gifts ranging from beautifully logoed coffee mugs, keychains, money clips, water bottles, and more. From the Indiana Mall to downtown Indiana, Hip, Jeff, and the Luxembourg's team wishes everyone an MVP season. Luxembourg's Jewelers is Indiana's jeweler.
Of the fourth quarter, it's Homer Center leading 6-3. They send Landon Hill and reset him as a slot left. Empty set, Clevenger, jet sweep, hands it to Krajosic. Krajosic trying to get to the corner, and he had an opportunity to maybe read that block from Casey Harper and cut that back up, but he didn't do it. Gain of about 3 yards to the Stinger 43-yard line. Marion Center has lost 10 games in a row to Homer Center, Ward. That's the second longest winning streak for Homer Center over an opponent. Do you know what the longest winning streak ever against a school is for Homer Center?
I'll tell you, I thought it was Purchase Line.
It is 23 in a row from 1955 to 78. Third down and 7. And they're going to give, it's a fumble as Hill dropped the ball. The exchange wasn't clean. Greg Page is furious down on the near sideline. And now you're going to have to punt it away and put it on the defense back.
He knew how valuable this possession was. I think Riley wanted to run it. Landon didn't yield it, and unfortunately Homer got it back. They've got a punt here.
Yep, they lose yardage back to the 45. Keep in mind, Krajosic with those good wills, if he sees something, could take off. Liam Cornetto back deep to receive the punt. Krajosic stands at his own 44. Dan Jones' snap is true, and the kick is a floating kick. Hits at the 20, and the Wildcats just can't get the English in the roll, and they will touch it down at the 23 or 24-yard line. And with 10:28 remaining in the football game, Wildcats squandered an outstanding opportunity there and a short 25-yard punt.
Yeah, they sure did, and it makes the defense come out again, so you just have one breakdown, and this game could turn again. They had a chance to get up two scores, but did not do it. They've got to play D again.
The 800th football game in the history of the Homer City Laura Lamar Homer Center football program.
That's amazing.
All-time record, 441, 335, and 23. That's a winning percentage of 569. First and 10 for the Stingers. Bracken throws out in the flat, incomplete. Pretty good coverage out there in the flat by Riley Clevenger. Riley's going to sleep good tonight. Intended receiver, Liam Cornetto. 10:23, clock stopped.
Fake up the middle to Stewart. He was open. He was open across the middle, but they were pass designed to go in the flat. Good thing. A turnover would be nice. Not an apple turnover, a turnover of the football.
End of 3, United Valley leading Purchase Line 14-7.
How about that, huh?
Yeah, that would blow up the Mark Burdick projections for Week 10.
Would blow up there.
A lot of things might be blowing up the Mark Burdick projections. Here's play action pass and pump fake, and now throwing down the right sideline. Jump ball. No, it's almost intercepted by Casey Harper of Homer Center as he went up the ladder with Mason Plasnock. And we have a flag on the play, and we have holding on Marion Center.
I think you take that penalty.
I think you push them back too, W.A.
I know that they may be looking to get the down there. Good coverage that time. I'm sure Harper wished he had it back because that ball was right to him.
You know, Homer Center was getting a lot of help with Juniata Valley losing. And Portage would be happy about that because they were on their way to a victory. Well, they declined it.
They declined the penalty.
So 3rd down and 10.
Oh, well. Got to watch Mr. Black out there, 6'4". He's a good target. And watch the backs.
Wide side of the field toward the Stinger bench, and they hand it to Runk. Runk breaks a tackle, lowers the shoulder, going to be stopped shy of that lead chain, but he does get 6 or 7. And now we'll see what Adam Rising wants to do with exactly 10 minutes remaining in the game. Football marked at the 32-yard line. It's going to be 4th down and a long one.
They're going, at least they're attempting to go. Again, you got to watch for the jump.
Too much, though, on, you allow 9 yards on that play, basically.
That was not on a double reverse. Shouldn't have got about 3 yards on that.
Out over the football, sophomore center, Colin Anderson. Bracken's gone keeper on a couple of these, and they're going to hand it off this time, and 1st down yardage for the Stingers. And with that football, Liam Cornetto out over the 35 to the 36-yard line.
That's he called.
So declining that penalty, interesting, backfires on Homer Center.
Yeah, I think you got to take the yardage. You take the yardage. Another 10 onto that they're not passing that well.
So 2 plays, and they gained, 16 yards?
I'm not sure if that was...
Ball to the Marion Center 36. Split backs behind Bracken. Play action pass, backside pressure coming, floats it out there, and it's caught. Found a hole between Arone and Krajosic, and Parker Black spun to the ground and caught the ball. We'll get a view of it on our replay monitor here as
those guys just quit running.
Krajosic couldn't get to it, and he threw it to a spot at the 38, and they pick up 26
I don't know
yards.
What they were thinking. You got to stay with the receiver. You don't play the ball. You play the receiver. Make sure that you could get there.
So now the Stingers at the Wildcat 38-yard line. Liam Cornetto with the handoff, and the Wildcats have Liam. It was Mason Bell on the tackle. Very little, if any, gain on that play. Going to put it down right about at the line, well, maybe at the 37.
Let them out of the big hole and then gave them position to where they can do 4 downs now. And, boy, this defense has been tested tonight, huh?
2nd down and 8. Yeah, the much maligned defense really has struggled in the passing game again tonight.
Oh, yeah. Those are passes that got to be defended.
2nd down and 8 for the Stingers with split backs behind Bracken and right up the get to Stewart. Stewart runs over a Wildcat. 1st down yardage inside the 25 down to the 24. And somebody got trucked for Homer Center right near the line of scrimmage. And the Stingers are in business at getting close to that red zone. So they caught Homer Center.
25-yard line, 1st down and 10 for the Stingers.
And the Stingers are at the 24-yard line. Ball pretty much in the center of the field, isn't it, W.A.?
Yeah, it looks like it. And right now they got some momentum and a lot of confidence because they got out of that deep hole.
Split backs with a wingman to the left. And Bracken hands it off, nope, up the middle. And with the football again, it's Stewart. So they've been mixing things up. Fooled me on that. I thought he faked it to Stewart, was giving to Cornetto, but Stewart up the gut for about 5 to the 19-yard line.
That sets his counters up now because they've been gaining yards up the middle. Homer's going to have to respect that. Next thing you're going to see is a counter going the other way.
Homer Center knows all about losing games late in football games.
Oh, it's been a bad year for that.
Motion man is Runk, and they give on an inside handoff and trying to bounce it outside. Cornetto can't do it, and down he goes for a loss back to the 24-yard line. Riley Clevenger. Again, Johnny on the spot, boy, Riley on the spot. Boy, that's a big play, and a play call that I don't like. If from Marion Center's side, where you had things going on, and I think sometimes you outthink yourself.
Yeah, a little too fancy, a little too much motion stuff, and a nice penetration by the Cats. 4th and, is it 3rd and 10? I thought it was 4th down.
3rd down.
3rd down, 10. Big play, either way. Got to make it.
Approaching the halfway mark of this 4th quarter. Bracken, play action pass. Throwing over the middle, and it's deflected away, incomplete. Mason Bell diving in there, and now it will be 4th down for Marion Center with 5:59 to play in the 4th quarter. 6-3, Homer Center clinging to a 3-point lead.
Same pattern they ran earlier. I said he was open, and they may have decided to do that.
I'm surprised they haven't gone back to that little flare out in the flat. This will be the 11th play of the drive. Quick Stats brought to you by First Commonwealth Bank. Time to be first. 6-3.
Secondary's been burned. They've got to be alert to the running backs. They're splitting out. So
Mason Plosnock, receiver to the left, matching up with Krajosic. And Dakota Bracken, toss left. They look to throw a halfback option pass, throwing downfield, and it's caught by Marion Center at the 10-yard line. And going to be 1st and goal, depending if, let's see which side of the 10 it's on. But they overcome a 4th and 10 and complete a pass. And was it Cornetto who hauled it in, I think? A little bit of trickery from Stewart. Ward, here's the replay.
Yeah, it's oh, he's wide open. Wide open.
Stewart's pass completed to Cornetto. Enough yards for a Stinger 1st down. 1st and 10.
This secondary has just been killing Homer all season long.
So it's like overtime situation for Homer Center's defense, to be honest with you. 5:35, it's at the 10-yard line. The Stingers will have 4 plays to try to take the lead. And Stewart bobbles the handoff. I thought he bobbled it, and Mason Bell didn't bobble Stewart. He
bobbled and recovered by Stewart.
Tackled him for a loss, I think, outside of the 10.
Yeah, it was. They knocked him back.
Keep in mind, the Stingers' only points came on a 21-yard field goal from Reckenbach. He has a good leg, and they're within 3. That would be a win for Homer Center at this point if they can hold them to a field goal attempt.
I said that point Homer tried to make was huge, and this is why right here.
Ward, that was a good point.
Yeah, thank you.
2nd down and 10 from the 10.
First things first, you got to stop them.
2nd down and goal, I should say. Let me correct myself. Timeout situation. Homer Center has 3, Marion Center 2, and Marion Center now has 1. Timeout Stingers brought to you by Luxembourg Jewelers. Luxembourg reminds you now's the time to stop by either of their convenient locations and lay away for the holidays. Downtown Indiana and at the Indiana Mall. 4:48 remaining in the game. It's 6-3. Homer Center, Marion Center, 10 yards away from taking the lead when we return on the Renda Media Football.
The The Indiana County Technology Center is now accepting enrollment in our adult education programs. The ICTC's adult education programs offer in-demand post-secondary programs tailored to empower student success. From cosmetology to welding and practical nursing, the ICTC has a program for everyone. Indiana County Technology Center, empowering tomorrow's workforce.
Looking for
IRMC, and of course IRMC at Chestnut Ridge in Blairsville's urgent care. They fast track you to quick access to their team of medical experts, highly trained and ready to treat all minor injuries and illnesses. Open 7 days a week, 8 to 8, Old Route 22 in Blairsville. Get in, get out, get better. A part of the IRMC family. IRMC at Chestnut Ridge, better health, better life. 2nd and 10. Homer football team's been living on the edge, right?
Oh my.
2nd down and goal. I said 10 again, but 2nd and goal from the 10 with 4:48 remaining. A little bit of a reset. Stingers at the Wildcats' 10-yard line out of their own timeout. Homer Center leading 6-3 thanks to Riley Clevenger's 6-yard touchdown run in the 3rd. Marion Center sends Mason Plosnock, receiver, to the left. Split backs behind Bracken, and they give it up the middle. No, it's play action pass. Booting to his right, throwing in the ground. It's incomplete. As running for his life was Dakota Bracken. Caleb Palmer chasing him, and he just had to unload that football
team. Good job by Palmer, forcing him to throw before he picked anybody up. He was running for his life. It's huge play here. Huge play here.
3rd down and goal from the 10-yard line. Ball appears to be just outside the 10.
Really?
Justly, can you give us a zoom on the football? And there she goes. Yeah, just outside the 10-yard line. We're on the lower level of the press box. Split backs behind Bracken. Bracken play action again. Throwing back, has a receiver caught. Touchdown, Marion Center. Nicely designed play to Liam Cornetto, who was wide open. That was fabulous execution from the Stingers as Bracken on a play action booted to his right, and a little wheel route from Cornetto, who got behind the Wildcats backer into the end zone, and they lead it with 4:36 remaining in the football game, 9-6. Great execution.
Good execution
on the offensive side.
The defense again just broke down. That's all you can say, Mark.
Reckenbach to attempt the extra point. Long snapper is Isaac Besa. And the kick is up, and the kick is into Bucko School Teddy. Whoever lives back there is yard. It's good. Stingers, kind of a mostly inconsequential extra point because the Wildcats are going to need a touchdown. They don't have a strong kicking game. It's Marion Center 10 and the Homer Center Wildcats 6 with 4:36 to play in the football game. Do or die for the Cats when we return on the Renda Media Football Network.
Looking for fun for the entire family? White Township Recreation is now the hub for all of your youth and adult recreation programming. Programming is now open online for registration. White Township Rec offers anything from art classes to gymnastics to bowling to boxing, fitness classes, and much, much more. For more information on public skating, including birthday parties and recreation programs, please visit whitetownshiprec.org. That's whitetownshiprec.org. See you at Public Skate, S&T Bank Arena.
This is State Senator Joe Pittman, wishing all of our student athletes and their families every success. Friday Night Lights are always exciting, and I recognize how important it is for students to be involved in activities, whether it be in athletics or the performing arts. I salute not only all of our students, but also all who guide them, on and off the gridiron, and I wish all of our hometown teams the best of luck this season.
Losing streak to Homer Center, and Reckenbach, little squib kick, going to be taken by who? By Dunn at the 17, and he slips as he got over the 20, and he pounds his fist into the turf. as Homer Center just can't catch
Boy,
a break.
I tell you, they sure can't. He had some room to run there and could have got another 10 yards out of it, but he slipped.
We have a immediate timeout on the field with 4:34 remaining in the game on a WCCS IRMC High School Sports Night. Renda Digital TV presented by the Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club. Last dibs for Homer Center. They trail 10-6 to Marion Center on the Renda Media Football Network.
At Diamond Medical Supply, we're always on your team. No matter your sport, you can count on our support. With braces, bandages, biofreeze, and so much more, all to keep you in the game. We're a winning care solution, no matter what you play. Diamond Medical Supply, keeping you healthy this season because we care about care.
The Twin Cities Event Hall is the perfect place to host your next special occasion. The event hall, located on the grounds of the Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club, features an air-conditioned banquet room that comfortably seats 200, a beverage bar, a stage and refurbished hardwood dance floor, and a brand new kitchen that is caterer-friendly. The Twin Cities Event Hall is perfect for weddings, anniversary parties, or any occasion. The Twin Cities Event Hall is now accepting bookings, located off Route 119 in Grayston on Neal Road. Find them on Facebook or call 724-541-3683.
Give the ball up again. They haven't been able to stop Marion Center enough.
Jet motion from Krajosic, and they hand it to him, and Krajosic trying to get to the corner. He does to the 25, and they fling him down. Well, he stayed on his feet, and they tried. That was continuation and a good call by the official. And if he tackles him 3 or 4 yards out of bounds, it's going to be a call. But he gains about 4 from the 23 to the 5 yards to the 28-yard line, right?
Good win on first down. They're going to continue to move down the field, though, Mark.
And the clock stopped, too, which is good.
Yes. They got all 3 timeouts, so that shouldn't be an issue right now. What has to be an issue is creating some gaps and getting some yardage.
Blue-eyed Zodic.
I don't know what's...
Oh, they want to reset the clock. That's the situation. Play started with 4:34 left. So they want to put 4:22, I think is what I heard. And they got it.
Should reset the play clock then.
They should reset the play clock for 25 seconds. Penns Manor's taking the lead. Am I overhearing, Ward?
Yes.
What a game.
Let's see if we can get 5 yards here.
2nd down and 5. Again, jet motion, done. But Clevenger keeps it on the RPO, and he's dragged down from behind, but he has a first down up to the 35-yard line. That was 1 tackle away from going for much bigger yardage.
Who made that tackle? Was that Cornetto?
Well, see if we get a replay on our monitor.
He had the room, buddy. He was just ready to turn the Jets on. Let's see.
And here we go. Yep, motion was done. Got a good block. And from behind, yeah, it was Cornetto. He's had a good game. Motion is done again. They fake it to him. Riley going to keep it. Riley to the 40. Ryan lowers the shoulder and dances out of bounds, and then he's pushed. And there's a flag, 2 flags. I'll tell you what, Riley might want to try out for the school play.
Yes, he went down hard, didn't he? But, you know, he's a smart player, and that's exactly what he did. Boy, he
lowered his shoulder, 45, and then, he's just manhandled.
Shoved me down.
He bought that, didn't he?
And they could hardly avoid throwing the flag, so.
Yeah, it'll be 15 free ones for Homer Center.
Now it makes your playbook a lot easier to operate on.
And more than enough yards for a Wildcat. First down.
They're inside the 40 now to the 38. And let's see if they cannot botch this up.
Well, they've been in Marion. Keep in mind, I said they started 3 drives in Marion Center territory, and Marion Center's taking their final timeout. 3:57 remaining in the football game. Marion Center trying to break a forever losing streak here at Memorial Field. They haven't won since 2006. They're 3:57 away. They lead Homer Center 10-6 on the Renda Media Football Network.
Find your smile again with Evolutions 2 in downtown Indiana, offering hair alternatives and solutions for any lifestyle and need. Build your confidence with a personalized one-on-one consultation with experienced stylist Lisa Hunter, and take the steps to regain your life with one of Evolution 2's many hair solutions available. There is a fit for everyone, from adults to children. So call or find Evolutions 2 on Facebook. Evolutions 2 in downtown Indiana. Find your smile again.
Luther Ford, one trusted name, two great locations. Right now at Luther Ford, order your new Ford and lock in 2.9% APR financing for 60 months, no matter when your new vehicle comes in. That's right, order your new vehicle now, and your interest rate is locked in even if rates go up.
Missing the play on radio, but Landon Hill a carry to the 31-yard line for a gain of about 7. Mason Plosnock on the tackle for the Cambria Heights Highlanders.
But starting to loosen up the defense by running some of this fake motion and getting to the edge a little bit. Marion Center still shooting 7 people up there.
3:30 to play in the football game. 3:20 actually. We approach the 3:20 mark right now. Sidecar left is Hill. Riley Clevenger fakes it to Hill, keeps it. Jersey tackle attempt, and he's going to be close to a first down. I think he may have it to the Stinger 26 or 7-yard line. On the tackle, it was Isaac Besa, one of the down linemen. It is a first down to the 27.
He's elusive. They've been tackling him by the shirt. That shows you that he's making tough.
2:50, clock moving, 10-6 Marion Center.
Want all these positive yards. Everything should be positive now.
Can't afford a bad snap or a mishandle. They give it to Hill. Jump cut. Stingers defend it well. He does get inside the 25 to the 24-yard line for about 3 yards. It's been rough sledding for Landon tonight. That's 42 yards on 12 carries.
Yeah, Homer held Trebus from Cambria Heights to just 43 yards last week.
Second down, 7. Inside the Stinger 25. Motion man is Krajosic. They fake the jet. Riley's going to keep it. Riley to the 20. Riley fighting for yardage, going to be close to that lead chain, but I think he'll be a little bit shy as we roll under the 2-minute mark here at Memorial Field. Wildcats honored 14 seniors prior to the game, likely playing for the final time here on their home turf. 3rd down and 1. Wildcats do have all 3 of their timeouts at their disposal. They do line up from the shotgun with the sidecar Hill to the right. 3rd down and a long one, call it. Riley Clevenger hands it to Hill. Hill has a first down to the 15-yard line of the Stingers. Again, Besa and Liam Cornetto on the tackle. They'll stop the clock to move the chains with 91 seconds to play. Maybe going to mark them down shy of the 15-yard line, but it should be a first down and 10. Yeah, it is. They just haven't moved the chains yet.
They haven't moved the chains.
Enough yards for a Wildcat first down.
Great play. Page, the head coach, calling the offensive plays. Marion Center without any timeouts. 1st and 10, just outside the Stinger 15. Riley Clevenger fakes the handoff to Hill, slips, goes down. Liam Cornetto had him lined up anyway. There'll be no gain, and Homer Center calls a timeout. With 1:14 remaining in the game, can Marion Center hang on? Can the Wildcats steal one late? They've given away a couple late in the game. They deserve one late if you're a Homer Center fan. We'll come back, see if they can pull it off with 1:14 remaining. We'll break for 30 seconds. 10-6 Stingers on the Renda Media.
Luther Ford, one trusted name, two great locations. Right now at Luther Ford, order your new Ford and lock in 2.9% APR financing for 60 months, no matter when your new vehicle comes in. That's right, order your new vehicle now, and your interest rate is locked in even if rates go up. Just stop in today and drive away in your new vehicle from Luther Ford. Luther Ford, 2 great locations, Homer City and Evansburg. Click on lutherford.com.
Remaining, so no problem there. It's 10-6 Marion Center. Wildcats with a 2nd down and 10 from just outside the Stinger 15-yard line.
You know, if you had the time to work with Riley on some passing plays, it might be an option here, but I don't think they have that option. I think they're going to just stick to the ground game and hope to pick this up.
Well, Riley's lined up as a receiver.
They're going to run that Wildcat again.
Krajosic as the quarterback out of the Wildcat. And he takes it, comes near side. Krajosic, 10, 5, out of bounds at about the 3-yard line. That's how you run the football, Michael Krajosic. He was knocked out of bounds by Mason Plosnock, and the Wildcats are going to have 1st and goal.
Boy, that time he just flew to the end, and somebody gave him a good seal block out there.
Can't see it because of the camera angle here. So, let's see if we can pick up the block.
I'm guessing it's Mason. Mason Bell was out there, and he went downfield, so he may have done that.
Here we go, 1st and goal. Riley Clevenger under center. Joe Succiarelli turns, hands it off to Hill. Hill tackled for a loss. Breaking through, Parker Black again.
Same guy.
They have not been able to block Black. We're under a minute back to the 5-yard line. Wildcats do have 2 timeouts, and they're going to take one right now, and Greg Page is furious with that O-line. They have not handled Parker Black. 55 seconds remaining in the game. IRMC High School Sports Night coverage continues with the score. Marion Center 10, Homer Center 6. Wildcats 5 yards away when we continue on the Renda Media Football Network.
Are you thinking of getting vaccinated? Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about the COVID-19 vaccine. The Health Initiative for Rural Pennsylvania would like to remind you that COVID-19 vaccines are available for children as young as 6 months. Talk to your doctor, your child's pediatrician, or your pharmacist if you have questions. You can also learn more by visiting vaccines.gov. That's vaccines.gov. Message made possible by the Health Initiative for Rural Pennsylvania.
Pat Corrigan Field living up to its billing. Is that a final, Jerry? Nope, 34-33, Penn's Manor late in the game.
Holy smokes.
Here we go, Homer Center going to line up in an I formation with Riley Clevenger under center. Mason Bell, the fullback. Riley turns, hands it off, no. Boots to his right, Krajosic wide open, touchdown, Homer Center, deep in the end zone. What a play call. They caught Marion Center, play action, 5-yard touchdown pass with 50 seconds remaining in the game, and Homer Center incredibly leads 12-10 over the Stingers.
That's a great play call. I think Coach Page wants to throw it in there. Yeah, but this is a big point. If there's a breakdown in Homer, geez, you would not think it, but you know, Homer's had 1 or 2. They could get down, Marion Center could, and kick a field goal. So this is a big point here. They're going to kick it.
Dan Jones, the long snapper, Riley Clevenger, the holder. It's put down, and the kick is up, and it is good. Kick is good. Riley Clevenger's first touchdown pass of his career, and it couldn't have come at a bigger time. The Wildcats have been bit twice in the final seconds of games this year, and now they come back, and they had to drive 78 yards to do it.
Yeah, they had a little help there with that 15-yard penalty. But again, Riley did that. He's a great actor. Yeah, he engineered the drive. Man, that's an impressive effort on his part. Having never played quarterback, from start to finish as he has tonight. Great job. Great job by the line. They got 49 seconds. Marion Center, no timeout, so it's just a matter of keeping them in the middle of the field and covering people downfield.
11 plays, 77 yards, 3 minutes and 46 seconds. They picked up 5 first downs, and they lead with 40 or 50 seconds, call it, 13-10. Ward, I mentioned only 4 methodical drives. Is that what they were called on my stat sheet?
Yeah.
Of 10-plus plays, there's number 5.
Yeah, and a huge one that was desperately needed. Desperately needed. A great play call. Homer's had that happen to him so many times. Sucked in on the run, and the guy standing in the end zone eating his lunch. And that time, Michael got wide open. Easiest catch he'll ever have right there. Great job.
You know, it'd be good if we could get Riley up here, I think, after this game, if the Wildcats can win it. Bell's kick, it's a squibber. Hits at the 30, picked up on a couple of hops at the 20 by Alex Stewart. Stewart into the open, and he gets to midfield. A 30-yard return, and it was Will Jones bringing him down with 43 seconds left. The Stingers have a shot, don't they?
This has got to be just choking the coaching staff.
Ball right at the 50 for Marion Center.
Now, they don't need the score. They just need to get it down around the 10 or 15.
Homer Center has called a timeout. 43 seconds to play in the game. Can the Wildcats hang on? Make it 11 in a row over Marion Center. It's 13-10 Wildcats on the Rent.
At IRMC, we have all of the necessary pieces in place to perform complex operations, including highly skilled and specially trained surgeons, their support team of experts, and advanced technology like the Da Vinci robotic surgical system. As a result, patients spend less time in the hospital, recover faster, and get treated close to home. So there's no reason to puzzle over where you should get your surgical care. The answer is right here at IRMC.
These games down to the wire, don't they, Ward?
Coach Page is just livid about that return. I'm sure he was wanted to squib to keep them down around the 35. He cannot allow a big play, Mark. One of these kids have been wide open. The secondary's got to do their job, and they got to get pressure.
And if you tackle them in bounds prior to that first down mark, a lot of time is going to run off the clock. Wing both ways. They repossession Plosnock, play action pass, and Bracken loads up, heaves it downfield, and it's almost intercepted by Dunn, who was in better position than Drew Runk to catch the ball. And we're down to 37 seconds remaining in the game.
Poetic justice for Dunn there because he was burned on that touchdown pass.
The Wildcats have Javon Jones in the secondary. You see, he looks like he's lining up as a backer next to Mason Bell.
Yeah, they're just going, it looks like
three down
linemen, right.
Romy Dokos, Isaiah Bentz, and Vinny Taglietti. Now they have Javon as a right defensive end.
He's a good pass rusher, even though he's small. You watch, he may be coming in, and boy, a sack would be terrific.
Marion Center twins near side, toss right. Stewart looks like he wants to throw it, and he dumps it off, and it's caught. And he's inbounds, but I think it's good for a first down. It is. So they'll get the benefit of stopping the clock to reset the chains. They restart the clock, under 30 seconds to go, and Marion Center's Bracken spikes it with 27.5 seconds to go. On the scoreboard, they haven't changed, now they do, to the 37-yard line is the line of scrimmage.
Another pass completion like that, and they'll be in his kicking range, I think.
Who caught that pass? Was that Cornetto again?
I don't know. I didn't see.
Oh, it was Plosnick.
What they would love to get is a sack.
37-yard line, the line of scrimmage. 13-10 Homer Center with the lead. 27.5 seconds to go. Again, it's going to be Stewart, a throwback pass to the quarterback, Bracken, and he lost the ball. Marion Center has it. It's incomplete. They do rule it incomplete, which I think is the right call, and Bracken is getting up slowly. If he gets up, let's see.
He got cracked hard, and that took the wind out of him, I'm sure.
With no timeouts, Ward, this could be a 10-second runoff on the Stingers. Is no 10-second runoff? Not in high school.
Not in high school.
Because they do not have any timeouts remaining, and he will have to come out of the game for a play with 18.2 seconds to play. 13-10 Homer Center trying to find a way
just to hang on, really.
Yeah.
This should have been an easy one here once you got that score, but once again, a return.
I got a text, Ward. It says, please, horse collar Ward. I missed that from earlier. Final score, Portage 49, West Shamokin 34. Wow. Nice round of applause for Dakota Bracken. Northern Cambria 33, River Valley now 0-8, 21. So 18 seconds left.
Well, now you got one play with Bracken out of there. Now Stewart threw the ball. Who was the quarterback prior to him that he replaced?
Drew Runk.
And that's who's in there. So Cat's got to put some pressure on. He hasn't thrown the ball tonight, so you got to get some pressure on him.
Runk was 24 of 47. He threw 8 interceptions, however. He lines up under center. Play action pass. Plenty of time. Throws underneath. The flag flies. It's incomplete, and it's probably a hold on Marion Center, as I think they had Isaiah Bentz.
Cornetto, ball falls incomplete. Flags on the play.
They need to take it if it's a 15-yard penalty. The down's irrelevant now. 14.3 seconds left.
Yeah, the down. You got to take the penalty for sure. Is Bracken back in there, Ward? I don't think so.
I don't see him.
Block on the Stingers. It's 15 yards from the previous spot.
Ball back into Marion Center territory to the 48-yard line.
Well, yeah, we're talking about keep everything in front of you. Go back as far as you need to go, but just don't let anybody behind you.
Wildcats have 6 men deep. Bracken is back in there, boots to his left. He's going to throw deep downfield, and it is deflected away, incomplete. It is Parker Black, the intended receiver, or Plosnock, that is, actually. And with 4.9 seconds left, Marion Center's down to 1 play.
That's well thrown.
It was well thrown.
That could have been completed, and it would have been bad news because it would have been a field goal. 5 seconds. 5 seconds.
And speaking of fives, 5 minutes left at Penns Manor. 34-33, Penns Manor over Cambria Heights.
Again, keep in mind they have a great kicker, the Highlanders do.
Junzio Deckard, foreign exchange student. I wanted to tell Coach Paul Tortorella about it, because I think he has college potential.
Yeah.
But back to the old ranch, and we have a timeout. Oh, a delay of game penalty on Marion Center.
5 in the play. Still ball, delay of game on the Stingers.
Alex Stewart wants an explanation.
We'll make it 4th and 29. Ball at the 43-yard line.
Well, they back it up to the 43. Homer Center has 1, 2, 3, 7 guys beyond 12
they better
yards.
Be backing up, too.
Here's
screen
Bracken
pass.
throws a screen, and with it is Parker Black. And Parker is knocked out of bounds, but there's 000 on the clock. And this game is over. And the Homer Center Wildcats They snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. They know the feeling the other way, Marion Center, because they lost at the buzzer to West Shamokin and also lost late in the game to the Portage Mustangs. But tonight it's the Wildcats who score late with 50 seconds remaining, and they win it 13-10.
Wow.
What a game, Ward.
Well, I'm just stunned by the way the Wildcats bounced back, and mainly because of Riley Clevenger. The kid just didn't want to lose. He just played that way. Took him, threw him on his back, said, come on, let's go. And he carried him out there, did a great job, made his first touchdown pass.
All right.
Big win for Homer Center.
It sure is. In senior night, all the adversity that faced, Ward. It's a good win for Homer Center, heartbreaking for Marion Center.
Well, Homer's been there, so they understand that.
Stay with us for our first Commonwealth Bank post-game show. Homer Center wins it 13-10. They've won 11 in a row over Marion Center. We'll tell you how they did it, and we'll have some guests on our post-game show. Hope to have Riley Clevenger up here as well. Homer Center wins it 13-10. First Commonwealth Bank post-game show next on the Renda Media Football Network.
Every year, we go on a search for great snacks or treats. Children enjoy more than just candy on Halloween. The best sources of calcium are milk, yogurt, and cheese. Kids like us love string cheese because it's tasty and fun to pull, twist, and eat. And parents love string cheese because it's rich in calcium, whatever that is. So give us kids the fun and goodness we are looking for. Make it a very dairy Halloween. A message from Allied Milk Producers.
Luther Ford, one trusted name, two great locations. Right now at Luther Ford, order your new Ford and lock in 2.9% APR financing for 60 months, no matter when your new vehicle comes in. That's right, order your new vehicle now, and your interest rate is locked in even if rates go up. Just stop in today and drive away in your new vehicle from Luther Ford. Luther Ford, two great locations, Homer City and Evansburg. Click on lutherford.com.
This is your state representative, Jim Struzzi, and I'm asking for your vote this November. The last couple of years have been something we could never have imagined, and now we are getting back to normal, and nothing is more normal than Friday night football. I want to wish all our area athletes, band members, cheerleaders, and all who participate the best of luck for a safe, successful, and fun-filled season. These games wouldn't happen without the support of the community, and I will continue to work hard for you and your families in Indiana County. Me and my staff wish you good luck, and I'll be rooting for each and every one of you, and I hope that you'll be rooting for me this November.
First Commonwealth Bank post-game show booth as Homer Center wins it in dramatic fashion, 13-10. Let's recap it for you. The only points of the first half came at the 1:57 mark of the first quarter. Marion Center drove 48 yards on 4 plays. They had a touchdown wiped off the board on a hold, and they ended up with a 4th down and goal at the 3 and decided to go for the field goal. And Braden Reckenbach's second field goal of the season, a 21-yarder, made it 3-0. And that's where we were at the half, as Marion Center outgained Homer Center 163-41. Homer Center ran just 12 first half plays for 41 yards, and time of possession was 17:40 to 6:20. So we headed to the second half. Homer Center took the second half kickoff. They went 3 and out. Really not a lot going on in that quarter, but Homer Center at the 5:07 mark, after a 35-yard Marion Center punt, started at the Stinger 46-yard line. They had a 4th down and 16. Riley Clevenger, 18 yards to Marion Center's 24-yard line. 2nd down and goal as they worked it down inside the 10. Riley Clevenger, who on the drive had 5 rushes for 37 yards, wheeled his team to victory here tonight He took over this football game at that point, and he got Homer Center the lead.
Next snap from Succiarelli. He is going to keep it, and he does punch it in. Touchdown, Riley Clevenger. What a drive led by the senior and Homer Center. They drive 46 yards. Clevenger doing the heavy lifting, and it's 6-3 Wildcats.
Extra point was no good off of the foot of Michael Krajosik. It was wide left, but the Wildcats did have the lead as we headed to the fourth quarter. But back came Marion Center, starting at their own 23-yard line a minute and a half into the fourth. They went on a 13-play, 77-yard drive that took nearly 6 minutes. Second down early in the drive, they had a holding penalty. Interesting, Homer Center declined. Marion Center then picked up 16 yards on the next 2 plays to keep the drive alive at their own 36, and they drove right down the field. Big 26-yard pass play to Parker Black to the Wildcat 38. Cornetto took the football to the Homer Center 24-yard line. A halfback option pass, Stewart to Cornetto to the Homer Center 10-yard line. They were faced then with a 3rd down and goal from the Wildcat 10 and executed magnificently on this play. To 6 after Reckenbach's extra point. So Homer Center, last chance for them. They started at their own 22-yard line with 4:34 remaining. Riley Clevenger, what a second half he had. A run to Homer Center's 47-yard line. Maybe a little bit of an acting job on a late hit. He drew it nonetheless. They advanced the football to the 38-yard line. Wildcats worked it down the field. They had a 1st and goal at the 3-yard line after a Michael Krajosik run out of the Wildcat for 12 yards. Lost 2 on 1st down, so they had 2nd down and goal from the 5. And out of a timeout, here's what head coach Greg Page drew up. .10 after Michael Krajosik's extra point. 30-yard kickoff return for the Stingers to midfield made things interesting. They got to the Homer Center 37 on a halfback option pass from Alex Stewart to Plosnock, but then a holding penalty, and the game came to an end. Homer Center wins it. Their 11th win in a row over Marion Center. They haven't lost to them since 2011, haven't lost to them at home since 2006. Wildcats even up their record at 4-4. Heartbreaking loss for Marion Center. They dropped to 2-6. When our first Commonwealth Bank postgame show continues, we hope to have head coach Greg Page and senior Riley Clevenger joining us in our broadcast booth. Wildcats win at 13-10. More to come on the Renda Media Football Network.
The Indiana County Technology Center is now accepting enrollment in our adult education programs. The ICTC's adult education programs offer in-demand post-secondary programs tailored to empower student success. From cosmetology to welding and practical nursing, the ICTC has a program for everyone. Indiana County Technology Center, empowering tomorrow's workforce.
Hi,
Hi, my name is London, and this is the bus that I take to school every day. We have a really fun bus driver, and guess what? Smith Bus Company is hiring new bus drivers.
That's right, London. Smith Bus Company is hiring positions for full and part-time drivers and driver's assistants. They provide transportation for 5 area school districts, and they're proud of the work they do. Apply now at smithbusco.com, an equal opportunity employer.
This is your state representative, Jim Struzzi, and I'm asking for your vote this November. The last couple...
You won this year's chili cook-off. Our girls played in the softball finals last spring. You're not just another policyholder to us. We remember your name. Hi, Cheryl.
He remembered my name.
Because it's your name. That's simple human sense. Jeff, Mary, Dan, Sarah.
The Twin Cities Event Hall is the perfect place to host your next special occasion. The event hall, located on the grounds of the Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club, features an air-conditioned banquet room that comfortably seats 200, a beverage bar, a stage and refurbished hardwood dance floor, and a brand new kitchen that is caterer-friendly. The Twin Cities Event Hall is perfect for weddings, anniversary parties, or any occasion. The Twin Cities Event Hall is now accepting bookings, located off Route 119 in Grayston on Neal Road. Find them on Facebook or call 724-541-3683.
This is your state representative, Jim Struzzi, and I'm asking for your vote this November. The last couple of years have been something we could never have imagined, and now we are getting back to normal, and nothing is more normal than Friday night football. I want to wish all our area athletes, band members, cheerleaders, and all who participate the best of luck for a safe, successful, and fun-filled season. These games wouldn't happen without the support of the community, and I will continue to work hard for you and your families in Indiana County. Me and my staff wish you good luck, and I'll be rooting for each and every one of you, and I hope that you'll be rooting for me this November.
All right, Michael, thank you very much, and we welcome you back in the booth here. Riley, I wish I could get some of this and, steal some of that off you, but I can't do it. I'm referring to Riley's hair. If you're watching on Renda Digital TV, you see Riley. On radio, you can't see that. But, Riley, you look, that was like Tom Brady-esque. You led the team on a game-winning touchdown drive, 11 plays, 77 yards. You had your backs against the wall, and twice in this football game. I mean, I know it's a team effort, but you basically, on senior night, willed your team to victory. Talk about your feelings right now.
I really don't know what to feel. I know kind of came out, and, it's the last one playing out here on this field. We've been playing on for about 10 years, and, I thought our motto was give it your all this week, and, I gave it my all. The other guys, that we gave it our all, and that's about it. It was a team effort.
Well, you scored the first touchdown of the game with 1:43 remaining in the third quarter to give your team a 6-3 lead. At that point, it was a 46-yard drive, and you rushed for 37 of the 46 yards. Talk about that drive and what was working for you. I know it was hard-nosed running on your part.
Yeah, it was a lot of willpower, good reads. Coach is giving me the nod. Landon's a little banged up, and when we're hurting, we have other people to lift us up, and our O-line did great. We put Mason Bell in because we had a guy go down, and he played his behind off today.
Yeah, he sure did. Marion Center, to their credit, bounced right back. They went on a long drive, 77 yards on 13 plays. And you're thinking, oh, no, not again, not for the third time at Memorial Field, a loss late in the game. But tonight, thanks to your leadership, you just didn't allow that to happen.
Yeah, it wasn't just me. It was a team effort. I rushed pretty hard, and our O-line did their job, and that's all we could ask for. You know what a methodical drive is, Riley? That's a drive of 10-plus plays.
And it was only the 5th time this season, by my records, that you executed a methodical drive. That game-winning touchdown drive of 11 plays, 77 yards, took 3 minutes, 46 seconds. A big play. I have to ask you, do you perform in the school plays or musicals or anything like that?
I don't know what you're talking about. It was a good call by the refs.
Okay, I will leave it at that. A late hit advanced the football to the 38-yard line, and you did move the ball down the field. Out of a timeout after a 2-yard loss, Coach Page dials one up, and guy wearing number 2 here in the booth, his first touchdown pass of the season. Take us through it, including when you released the ball.
It's another read play. It's part of the RPO. I could have tucked it and ran. The corner bit on the run, and it was one of the ones you just put the ball up for your athletes and have them make a play.
When you released it, you knew?
I didn't know. I can roll really good to the left, not the right, crossbody.
This team has been, high expectations, but so much adversity with the quarterback position. Senior night, 14 seniors, 3-4 record, even up the record at 4-4. Sometimes when you peak at the right time, good things couldn't happen yet. How big was this victory just from a confidence standpoint?
I think it was really big. I mean, we were all down and everything. I use the term, it felt like a funeral in the locker room because everybody was all down and everything, but I think this is going to help us springboard and get our confidence up.
Riley, thanks for doing this. You were a lot of fun to watch, particularly in that second half when you rushed for about 80 yards or so and you led your team. Tom Brady, Riley Clevenger on a 77-yard come-from-behind touchdown drive. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Riley Clevenger, senior from Homer Center. We're going to have Riley take the headset off and get Coach Adam Reisinger in with Ward Hilliard. Riley, we'll move you out and make room for Coach Rising of the Marion Center Stingers, and we have Coach Page coming too. Congratulations again.
Thank you, Mark.
All right, Riley Clevenger, one of the seniors. And we'll just do things on the fly here so we don't keep Coach Rising here too long. And we'll, Coach, if you can slide in here on the fly, Ward will turn it over to you. And Adam, come on back, and I'm just going to hand this off to you. Appreciate your patience. And we'll do it this way, I think. We'll get you set up here. There we go.
All set, Adam?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, first thing, congratulations on a great effort. I told you off camera here that you had only given up 41 yards to Homer's offense in the first half, 160 for the game, which is pretty phenomenal. And I know it's hard to take that loss, but you got to be proud of the way your team played tonight.
Yeah, very proud of our efforts. There's no doubt about it. Defensively, I thought Coach Ackerson and Coach Smith had a great defensive schematic game plan coming into this game. And, offensively, I thought we moved the ball pretty well in the first half. And, we'd shoot ourselves in the foot. Whether it was a bad exchange between our center and quarterback, whether it was a false start in critical situations. But all in all, our effort was there, our resilience was there, our kids never quit. And they definitely display a lot of heart and character tonight.
They sure did. And, Homer's been the victim of a couple of last-second losses, and we saw you guys moving pretty close to possible field goal range. I think one more completion, and you might have been in the range of your kicker there. So, again, that was a good effort on your guys' part. A lot of character I saw in that team tonight. I wondered how you got 5 losses playing the way you played here.
Yeah, I mean, it's just been a process, with a pretty inexperienced football team, from freshmen up to a lot of seniors that just, haven't played a lot of football because the group ahead of them. But, that was the goal. I thought if we can get down, we get down inside the 25. Reckenbaugh was getting his leg loose, and I had complete confidence. If we get the ball inside the 25, he's got the leg strength to do it. But unfortunately, we just come up short on that side.
You did a lot of passing to the backs out of the backfield. That was pretty successful. Was that part of the design coming in? You thought you could do that?
It's just Bracken's comfortable hitting Cornetto and hitting Plowschnock there a few times, and Drew Runk ran the belt hard, and Stewart ran some nice traps for us as well. But yeah, there were some things that we saw on film coming into this game that we thought we could execute on, and just on the flip side, I mean, after we scored, I thought that we had the momentum on our side, and hats off to Coach Page and his kids. The Clevenger boys stepped in there and conducted offense really well, and I don't know where they started that drive at. I'm guessing on the 25, 30-yard line. And they drove the length of the field, and I suggested a change to Coach Ackerson on defense, and boom, the next play they took advantage of it and hit Krajosik in the back of the end zone.
Yeah, the kick actually was the returner was done, and he slipped on the 25, and at that time looked pretty good. But you guys your defense seemed to be really concentrating. You did stop Landon Hill pretty well, and that's no easy thing.
Right.
Clevenger did manage to loosen things up in the second half there, and that certainly made a difference. But you guys' defensive scheme worked pretty well against the Wildcats.
Yeah, that was the focus. If we could put the hold on number 8 and gang tackle him, our goal is to pack the box and make them throw the football to beat us. And again, I don't fault our kids' effort. They played hard the whole way from quarter 1 to the end of the game, and a lot of fight, a lot of battle. It was, I'm sure, a great football game to watch, and this one definitely hurts.
Yeah, it was a good old-fashioned Homer Marion Center game again, and I know you guys wanted to come out on top. Just didn't work out, but appreciate the time. Nice talking to you, and you got a good bunch. Keep it up. It's a nice job turning your season so far.
Appreciate it. Thank you guys for everything.
It's Coach Adam Rising. Our first Commonwealth post-game will continue with the Homer Center head coach. Who is that? Oh, it's Greg Page over there. Homer winning 13-0. We'll be back after this. 13-10. Yeah, I saw the 0. I can't read anymore. All right. Thanks, Adam.
Thanks, guys.
Recently voted Best Landscaping Company in Indiana County, Johnston Nursery Landscaping has been serving the area since 2002 in all phases of landscaping. J&L's primary focus is year-round property maintenance, driveway seal coating, excavation, and wholesale and retail Christmas tree sales. Let J&L take away the hassle of fall leaf cleanup and also help with those fall landscaping projects. It's a great time of year to work on those beautiful home projects. Check them out on Facebook. Johnston Nursery Landscape.
Looking for one of the coolest new products in the market, or maybe looking for that unique Christmas present? Psst, it will cure your pain at the pump.
SeaWorld Satellites is now offering the Go Express e-bike, made for the urban commuter and weekend adventurer, combining city cruising and all-terrain riding. From pavement to hills, streets to sand, take your Go Express bike to your next meeting or exploration. This e-bike can run up to 18 miles in electric mode. To look at or take a test ride, come to SeaWorld Satellites on Wayne Avenue in Indiana.
Every year, we go on a search for great snacks or treats. Children enjoy more than just candy on Halloween. The best sources of calcium are milk, yogurt, and cheese. Kids like us love string cheese because it's tasty and fun to pull, twist, and eat. And parents love string cheese because it's rich in calcium, whatever that is. So give us kids the fun and goodness we are looking for. Make it a very dairy Halloween. A message from Allied Milk Producers.
The Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club is making a splash, continuing to grow its membership. The Sportsman's Club features a fishing pond that is well stocked. Inside the club, members can
All right, Michael, thank you very much. Head coach Greg Page joining us on our first Commonwealth Bank postgame show after a 13-10 grinded-out victory, find a way to do it victory over the Marion Center Stingers. Coach, you deserved one late. You've had a couple of heartbreaking losses here at Memorial Field, and on senior night you had your senior quarterback kind of will your team to victory with the way he performed in the second half, and particularly on that game-winning drive when it was do or die.
Yeah, you know, I think overall I'm just real happy for our seniors, our whole football team, you know, the staff and the kids, but especially our seniors who have put so much into this program. And Riley's one of them. But the guys up front really turned it on when they had to. You know, Riley, Landon, Michael made some big plays. And then the last play, you know, where we scored was just something that we've been working on, and it looked like it timed up right. Because Marion Center was, they were tough inside, tougher inside than I was thinking they would be. But that's a credit to them.
Parker Black, in particular, gave you a lot of trouble breaking through, didn't he? He had a heck of a football game.
I can't tell you how many times I said 24. We need to block 24, and hats off to him. They slid him down in, and he wreaked havoc quite a bit.
We're going to concentrate on the fourth quarter here. They drove 77 yards on 13 plays, took nearly 6 minutes. I want to go back to kind of a little bit of a controversial decision, at least from our end, that you made it. Of course, it works. If it works out, great. If it doesn't, guys like me are going to question you. After no gain, they had a second down holding penalty. You opted, instead of pushing them back, to decline it. 2 plays later, they had 16 yards and new life at their own 36. Talk about that decision, and would you do the same thing over again?
It is a tough decision, and I asked a couple of the guys, because you're looking at 2nd and 20. You give them an extra play. They've been hurting us on some of the wheel stuff and the out patterns. Or it's 3rd and 10. You make one stop, and you get the ball back because they're going to punt, most likely. Well, they got 9, I believe, on that, and then they converted on 4th down. So 4th and 1, I think that made it an easier decision for Adam. You said if I do it again, I guess I probably would say I would, just to support my original decision. But in hindsight, you never know. So now you notice later in the game we pushed them back. That was a chop block, so that was 15, and time was running out on them too. So we wanted to push them back with the field goal opportunity.
Sure. Well, speaking of wheel routes, they did catch you on a wheel route. Bracken hit Cornetto for a touchdown, and the secondary had its issues tonight.
I can't tell, and I'm not throwing this on the kids all the way, but I can't tell you how many times throughout the week, a couple different formations they run that we worked on that wheel concept. And it's not an easy route to cover. If the quarterback has time, which I felt like he had too much time, but when he has time, it's not as easy if the defender's there to even turn and run with him. And that Bracken kid put some nice touch on the ball. We saw that on tape. But even if you're in the right position, you got to turn and run with him. He floated it nicely. There's a couple times we weren't there, and that's a bigger issue. And again, it's just one of those things. They got other guys coming at you. Hey, do I go with this guy? Do I stay? Ultimately, it's about staying in your zone.
Well, do or die then. You take over. As luck would have it, Braden Dunn maybe had an opportunity for a bigger return. He slips down. You start at your 22-yard line, and Riley Clevenger, a couple of big runs, got you to midfield. I know you heard me asking him about the late hit, and if he maybe bought that a little bit, and if he tried out for the school play at all, and he had nothing of it, like an old pro.
Yeah,
he said it was a good call.
He's an interesting interview, isn't he?
He's a great young man. I love.
He is. He's colorful. He's smart. He kind of willed us there. The previous drive, he was. I said, listen, you don't have to try to truck stick people with the ball if you can get around somebody. But. He likes to lower the shoulder. I can't say enough about him. I mean, everybody on the offensive side on those 2 drives we scored in the second half, there's a lot that went right after a sloppy first half. He really willed us, though.
Big jet motion carry I'll take that back. Wildcat formation, and Krajosik really ran hard, got it down to the 3-yard line. You lost 2. You weren't happy about that.
Parker Black.
Yeah, Parker Black again.
Yeah.
Backed it up to the 5-yard line out of the timeout. Here's how it sounded.
and touchdown, Homer Center, deep in the end zone. What a play call. They caught Marion Center, play action, 5-yard touchdown pass with 50 seconds remaining in the game, and Homer Center incredibly leads 12-10 over the Stingers.
Well, talk about it. Talk about the decision.
We just put it in this week, and, the guys will be like, on certain plays, they'll be like, well, we've been working on this. When are we going to use it at the right time? This is one that we just put in this week because, we get in that double tight look, and we're pounding Landon at times. And I thought, why not? At the 5, if we're going to try to bull rush our way in, that might not work real well with the way we were getting penetration there, and that's not an indictment of our line. I got upset, but I talked to a couple of our guys. They are bringing a lot of pressure, so it's tough sometimes. So I thought, hey, let's try it. It gives him the option on the edge. If the guy sits back and it's open, run with it. The kid came up, and I jokingly say it might be one of the ugliest touchdown passes I've ever seen, but we got the job done. It was, we ran it. Everybody ran it to perfection, even the line for selling the run. I mean, you can't just pop up and make like a pass block. You got to sell the power.
For Wildcat fans, it was one of the prettiest that they have seen in a long, long time because it was a much-needed victory for your team. I know you're not worried about the playoffs, but just talk about how important this was as opposed to dropping to 3-5.
Well, I think more so than playoffs or anything down the line, it's a psyche thing, and. I'm aware of everything. We had a lot of kids back. We did lose. We lost more people than starters and people think, but we did have a lot of kids. 14 seniors. We're a veteran team, and we've had some things not go our way. We needed this tonight. We needed this, but we got it over a team that was so gutty. I mean, Adam's got a young team for the most part, and those kids battled. He was managing the clock well. They made great play calls at the right time. Even the play at the end, we're sitting back, and I'm thinking, okay, they run the tight end screen. I'm thinking if he breaks into the secondary, he's not easy to tackle. Harper didn't make the tackle, but Harper occupied his guy out there that really, hedged Black into the sideline where we made the tackle. But it just needed a win. I mean, it's just, you get to a point where it's like, let's stop looking ahead at what the picture is and let's look in front of us, and we needed that. And, we just have to build off of it. I know going up to PL is going to be tough. I've said this nearly every year that Matt Felicic gets the most out of his kids, I think, more than anybody else in our conference. And that's not a slap to anybody. He just, they lost a lot of kids, and they're right in the thick of things.
11 wins in a row over Marion Center. That's a tough one for them, and you've had their number. I know you're such a big Ohio State fan. I thought for being our guest, we could present this Ohio State mug for you today. Would you?
Well, after my morning routine tomorrow, I'm going to come back home and watch Penn State, my real team, go against Michigan. So that's on the back burner right there.
We'll put it down then.
I got a lot of respect for Ohio State there. They get it done every year. They
Greg
really
Page, congratulations. Thanks for joining us, and a hard-fought victory on senior night here at Memorial Field.
Thank you guys very much.
Head coach Greg Page, and we're going to come back for a final time on our first Commonwealth Bank post-game show. Ward will give you the stats, and we will wrap things up with our out-of-town scoreboard, too. It was a Wildcat victory in dramatic fashion. 11 wins in a row over Marion Center. Wildcats are 4-4. Stingers dropped to 2-6. Coming back for a final time after this on the Renda Media Football Network.
Homer City American Legion Post 493, a longtime backer of Homer Center Athletics, is pleased to be a part of today's broadcast and wishes the best of luck to the Homer Center Wildcats this season. Homer City American Legion Post 493 has served Homer City and our veterans for more than half a century. They are a staple of the community and believe in giving back. So have fun today, teams. Represent your communities well. From your friends at the Homer City American Legion Post 493.
Business happens here, and here, and here. At First Commonwealth, we believe that to be the best bank for the businesses that create strong communities, we need to understand the way they work, see their companies firsthand, meet them face to face,
As we
and build a relationship.
welcome you back to
so
our First Commonwealth Bank post-game show, and we will have a look at the stats. Welcome back on our Renda Digital TV side, too, from our broadcast booth. Ward, what about the stats that turned out to be a 13-10 Wildcat victory?
Yeah, for Marion Center, Liam Cornetto had 13 carries, 24 yards. Alex Stewart, 8 carries, 27 yards. The Bracken quarterback had 4 carries, minus 10. Those were sacks, obviously. And Drew Runk, 8 carries, 32 yards. They had 33 rushes for 68 yards. Pretty good effort by the Homer D against the running game. Through the air, 10 of 21, 173 yards and a touchdown. Stewart was 2 of 2 in that drive, or in the game. So they ended up with 56 plays, 268 yards, which is not all that bad until you see what Homer Center had here. Landon Hill, 14 carries, 44 yards. Riley Clevenger, great game, 12 carries, 84 yards and a touchdown. 6 carries for Michael Krajosik, 28 yards. Homer, 32 rushes, 145 yards and a touchdown. Through the air, Clevenger, 4 of 8, 19 yards, and a very big TD. He had 2 interceptions. Homer had 40 plays, just 164 yards in the win.
All right, our out-of-town scoreboard. Northern Cambria, big win for them at home, 33-21 over River Valley. River Valley remains winless at 0-8. Purchase Line loses. A good comeback attempt, but they come up a point short. United Valley wins their second of the season. Out the window goes Mark Burdick's Week 10 projections, 20-19. Portage, big win, 49 points against West Shamokin, 49-34 the final there. Penns Manor, last we heard, was 42-33 over Cambria Heights. They had to come from behind to do it. WPIAL, Hampton 42, Indiana 7. Just a couple of other scores around District 6. Mo Valley defeated Bellwood Annis. Big win for Mo Valley in District 6 Class A. 20-12 the score there. Mount Union helped Homer Center and some other heritage teams with a 27-7 victory over West Branch. Same thing with Northern Bedford, undefeated at 8-0, defeating Glendale 35-6. And Winburn also helped teams like Portage and others in the Heritage Conference by thumping Juniata Valley 56-7. We want to thank everybody that made our broadcast possible tonight. The guy to my right, John Smathers, our digital manager at Renda Media, and our producer. Don't call him executive producer. He wants a raise on the Wildcat videos side. Thanks, John, for all the great work. Our radio producer, Michael Burdick, back at 9th and Philly. Our statistician, Jerry Rossai, doing great work and tracking out-of-town scores, too. Our spotter, Dennis Mester. Speaking for Ward Hilliard, Mark Burdick reminding you that the final score here tonight as Homer Center levels off their record at 4-4. Marion Center dropping to 2-6, 11th straight victory for Homer Center over Marion Center. It's on to Purchase Line for the Wildcats next week. And the final score here tonight, and John just telling me, final score Heritage Conference Championship belongs to Penns Manor, 42-33 over the Cambria Heights Highlanders. So a successful senior night for the Wildcats. They score late as Riley Clevenger leads Homer Center down the field, 77 yards for a clutch game-winning touchdown drive, and he throws his first ever touchdown pass to Michael Krajosik to seal the victory. 13-10 the final score until we talk to you next week from Barry Medill Athletic Field at Purchase Line High School. Mark Burdick wishing you a very pleasant good evening from Homer City.
The Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club is making a splash, continuing to grow its membership. The Sportsman's Club features a fishing pond that is well stocked. Inside the club, members can enjoy a game of pool, or how about shuffleboard? What's your favorite team, including the Wildcats and more? The Grayston Coral Sportsman's also has a shooting range and takes pride hosting kid-friendly events. And be sure to check out the nearby Twin Cities Event Hall for your next special occasion. Proud to sponsor the Wildcats, the Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club, located off Route 119 on Neal Road in Grayston.
When your vehicle needs tended to, take it to Baroni's Auto Care. Baroni's Auto Care inspects, does minor repairs including brakes and exhausts, as well as oil changes and tune-ups. And if you're looking for tires, Baroni's Auto Care sells all brands. Baroni's Auto Care is currently accepting new customers. So when your vehicle needs inspected or repaired, take it to Baroni's Auto Care right off Route 56. Look for the sign in Brush Valley.
The Indiana County Technology Center is now accepting enrollment in our adult education programs. The ICTC's adult education programs offer in-demand post-secondary programs tailored to empower student success. From cosmetology to welding and practical nursing, the ICTC has a program for everyone. Indiana County Technology Center, empowering tomorrow's workforce.